Hello, how you guys doing? What's going on? Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot. We have some stuff to talk about, and my heart goes out to the twins. If you guys did not hear, it was twins, two boys, black boys, 19 years of age, and they were, I believe, to be a I feel like I don't have any proof, but in my spirit, I feel like they were kidnapped. They were taken 2 hours away from their home, okay, on a city, or how you guys like to call it, a sundown. They said that this city, this part of Georgia up north, was very mega heavy, and they put these twin boys on a mountain and they took them out. Okay. Now they were supposed to be on their way to the airport going to Boston. But how did their bodies end up 2 hours from their home, 2 hours and 15 minutes from the airport, all the way up North Georgia? They don't know nobody up North Georgia. Up North Georgia, they say 95% is snow bunnies and clear people. Okay? His hometown, their hometown, Lawrenceville, is very mixed, black heavy. 19 years old. They said they found their bodies at can y'all hear me? Press 3 if you guys can hear me. Okay? Because this topic right here, it affects all of us. It affects all of us. And it's so crooked because the police is trying to say, forget about it, move on. They took themselves out of here. That is a lie. That is a lie from the pits of hell. These people are worse than Hollywood elite. Matter of fact, these people, I think they in Hollywood elite, they go hand in hand because they have a history of doing this stuff to our people. And it's so sickening that the internet and people is just so quiet about this. I feel like y'all not making enough noise about this situation. Okay, you guys can hear me. So they were found at the top of a mountain. Okay, they call it Bell Mountain. It's 2 hours from Lawrenceville, 2 hours from Atlanta, Georgia. And the police were saying that one of them took themselves out and then they took the other out. Bull crap. Bull crap. They took the brother out, then they took themselves out. Bull crap. That is bull crap. We talked to the family. The family, it was no signs of they were depressed or going through no issues or nothing like that. Hell, they were going to fly out. And their car was found outside of the mountain. You may say, well, how did they must have drove there if their car? No. I believe that somebody was in their car in the back seat. They was targeted. Okay. And when they got in their car, I don't know if they got them from their home, but they got that pow. They said, get your butt in the car. Come on. And there was no luggage inside that car. It was their phones in the front, no luggage inside their car. And they took their phone. Made them drive up there because it was already planned. They put them on that goddamn mountain. They took them out of here. Then they placed their phone inside of the front car. All this is staged. All they're doing is just like Hollywood elites. All they're doing is just staged to make it seem like, no foul play. And they've been practicing. And I feel like the people that did this, it was an organization. I think it was not just one. But I think the people that took those boys up to that mountain in their own car, I think they were young. And they are telling these young, clear people, hey, this is how you do these sacrifices. This is how you do these rituals. Because in this land is filled with rituals and sacrifice of our blood, of our ancestors. So, in Georgia, you guys know they have a long history of that. So I would love to talk to you guys about that. And I would love for us to come and talk about this as a community. Okay. Celebrity Scandalous donated $5. Thank you so much. I got to look in the comment section. Before I go on, I want to know, what are your thoughts about this? Okay, looking in the comment section, let's please get the likes up. We got to get the likes up so it can be pushing the algorithm, because you guys know they don't like us talking about our people and getting justice for our people. Hell, why is it in 2025 we still got to shout rage to get justice for our people when this is supposed to be the world of fair equality for all? That is a lie. That is a lie. That is a lie. We shouldn't have to go through all this, because people are saying if it was some clear twins, you guys know we would hear about this every single day on the news, on the international news, CNN news, TMZ news, every single day, because they want to get to the bottom of it, you know? So you guys know we are living in those crazy times. We are living in those times. Ain't no way the twin black boys gonna be up 2 hours in a sundown town filled with mega. Okay, ain't no way. They said outside that mountain, that's where their car was. No luggage. They didn't have their luggage in their car. Okay. Man, the signs are here, and the police not gonna do nothing. They said the family need to get an investigation or something, because we cannot allow this to go on. And I'm sure in that town there are probably more rituals that they do with black bodies, but I bet you this: they all work together. The police work together, the news people work together, and they be sweeping news out. The news that cover, black people being taken out, they dare delete it, or they won't even cover it. You know how it goes. You know how the setup is. Okay. So I want to know your thoughts about it. Press 1 if you feel like this is foul play. Press 2 if you feel like the twins just did it on their own. Okay. I'm looking in the comment section. A black man was hung in the same country last year around the same time, and they said the committed. Okay, so just to let you guys know, we don't have freedom of speech. We cannot say words like the S word. So we have to think of another creative way. We're gonna have to start having our own language. You know what I'm saying? We have to have our own language, our own understanding of one another, because they try to take everything and try to censor it. Anything that we come up with, they want to take it. If they can't capitalize off of it, then they want to ban it, censor it. Okay? So, and it can be any word. And it's sad that we live in there and we can't even speak. So we have to think of another word. Right now, I'm just going to say, took themselves out of here, or, the S word. But if you guys can try to, be creative with your wording, I will really appreciate that. Okay. Because we want to get your side out. So you're saying that another black man, another one of us, I can say that, right? One of us, another one of us was taken out around the same way, around the same time. I believe is as clear devil rituals. They're very spiritual. When you putting the black bodies on a cross and you're doing spiritual stuff, that's not a sacrifice. That's not demonic. And you think those traditions, they just want to just throw out, they're not using their old traditions anymore, when we are living in a time where they are bringing back tradition. They are reinforcing their tradition. Okay? So you better wake up. All right, let's get the likes up in here. Let's not play. We can do more than that. We have a 447 people in here. I try to push this channel to be the people channel so we can have the voice of many. It's not about me. Okay? So we can really appreciate you guys when you guys like this video. Let's get the likes up. I know this is a sensitive topic. This is a much needed topic, because it could have been your son. It could have been your daughter. It could have been your nephew, your niece. They're picking them young. How would you feel if your son was missing. And all of a sudden, the police come to you and say, well, ma'am, we believe that your son took himself out of here. And we found him 3 hours away from your house, up in the sundown, where majority snow bunnies and clear people reside that don't like your kind. And he went up there, all those megas field, all those snow bunnies, and they did that to themselves. You know, maybe your son has some issues, and we just want to let you guys know, yeah, that's what happened, okay? And they just want you to eat that up. The times we're living in, we are truly living in the end of times, because this is disgusting. But guess what? It's no surprise, because they've been like this. They've been keeping these traditions. And then to make it more sickening, you got a firefighter, a man that's supposed to rescue lives, a man that's supposed to save lives. His grown behind, a clear man, I don't know, I think he's in the 30s, 40s, too old. He ran across these 19-year-old black boys' bodies laying on top of the mountain. And guess what he does? He takes a picture of it, making a mockery of their death, disrespecting their death, and putting it on social media so it can be a spectacle for their entertainment. This is the same shit they do with lions, tigers, and bears. They hunt them down, take pictures, put them on the head, put them out here, and look what we did. A lot of people believe that the man that found that, those boys, are connected and he knows more. But guess what? He's not in jail. He's out on bond. He don't care. They don't care. When he was in jail, they probably treated him real good. Gave him donuts, milk, and all. Yeah, they look out for theirs. Even when their people do horrible stuff, they still gonna look out for theirs. Hold on, let me look at this, because I know y'all sending something. All right, JH, thank you so much, donating $10. I appreciate you, I really do. And I see your comments, and I know you really want me to win, and I appreciate that. And I need you. Just be patient with me. Be patient. Oh, so people are saying very spiritual. Yes, very spiritual. Why was the firefighter in the mountains? That's a good question. But I believe that he already knew. He knew the boys that did this to these 19-year-old black boys, and it was a group of them. And they knew, they was around, they saw what happened. They are witnesses. And they took pictures. He was probably one of the people that was there. Yeah. He was probably one of the people that was there. This was staged. This was set up. Just like Hollywood elite, honey, they are worse. They have a longer track record than Hollywood. Okay? I know a lot of you guys are mad at Hollywood. I am too, but you should be very upset about this situation, because these individuals, don't they have a longer track record in Hollywood? Hollywood was created back in the 1900s, 1919. These individuals been going on doing sacrifices, tearing down countries, taking out whole families, taking out babies. When you talk about people eating babies and destroying family, these are these individuals. Their ancestors have done this since the beginning of time. Bumper 1900s. Been doing it for the beginning of time. To our kind, anybody that's not like them, because they feel like, hey, this is what God has told us to do, to have dominion over all man and all creatures. And best believe they see us as a creature. Okay, we still have to fight for our rights to be seen as a human. Okay, and that was not that long ago. And that is their tradition, that is their learning, and they push it down to their own, because that is their tradition, that is their beliefs. Okay. Let's give a big old thank you to Kimiata. You know how I am, girl. Donated $10. We have to be strong. Let's turn it up. We get to protection mode. Well, how do we do that when they're already tearing down our boys? Huh? 19-year-old twins. And I believe twins, they probably feel that they are, spiritual. And they're definitely going to go after the males, the black males, because they feel like they are stronger, more powerful for their spiritual, whatever they got going on. And they hide under Christianity. The people that burn black bodies on a cross, what religion did they hide under? Please put in the comment section, because I don't want to be the only one that's saying it. Okay? The people that burned black bodies on a cross, and they were doing this for years, eons and eons, and everybody was cool with it. Huh? What religion name did they hide under? Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, Miss Harris, I would love to add you up. Okay, Miss Harris, I can add you up. How you doing, Miss Harris?
Hey, boo, how you doing?
Good. I'm doing good. I'm glad that you came up here, but this situation don't have me feeling good. So I can't even say I'm doing good because I'm so hurt by this. I'm devastated by this. I feel like it's effed up. These 19-year-old twin boys, they had their whole life to live. Okay? But
It's crazy.
They didn't care about that. All they saw was color. They needed that. It's almost like you going to the grocery store. I need some salt and pepper to make this goddamn this dish. Okay, and so they're picking them, and I guess they do it every year. I'm sure they do it more than every year. We just don't find out about it. But they are being
Gigi, it's so much going on out here in the world. Like, I have two grown sons, and they're 31 and 27. And grown age, I think I worry more about them as adults than I did when they were children. Um, I don't even like. Who was the man that took the picture of them on top of the mountain?
He was a firefighter.
Where did he come from?
He was a firefighter. I believe that he was a part of it. He knew it was probably one in the group. They do a lot of group.
Wait a minute.
Hold on, let me finish here.
They do a lot of group.
They do a lot of group stuff, and people are saying the K, but the K were known to be Christians. That is the religion that they hide up under. KK is definitely known as a Christian group. If you look up anything about them, you will see Christianity, 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 Christianity. Okay? Because they believe that that's what God told them to do. Okay? Period.
Yeah.
So anyway, they are in groups, and they don't put the K anymore. They go by different names, and they're not out here because they already know the shame and stuff that people will put. But trust me, they never left. They just was very quiet about it, and they are getting up. This year they feel more emboldened. They feel more powerful. You guys know they want to take over, and they are going to continue to do their rituals that they've been doing.
Yeah, they show up differently now.
Huh?
I said they show up differently now. They show up in plain clothes. It's no more sheets.
No, it's they're hiding in plain sight. But I definitely feel that eventually they don't want to. I think they wanted to make America great again, pretty much the time when they were out here and they were roaming the streets and they were emboldened, But you say, who is that firefighter? Nobody knows according to the news reports, but we know the news reports and the police, they cannot be trusted. They are very compromised, and they see them as one of them. So they're not going to do that. When you're dealing with a sundown town that's 90%, 85, 98% of like-minded people that are more cult-like, they're not going to give up their own. Even if their own have done wrong, they're not going to do that. I mean, they're just not. Think about family. They see themselves as family. They are very tight-knit groups, okay? And what brings them together is their mindset, is their belief system. They're very strong in it. So they want to protect their own. So they're not going to give them up, but I think the firefighter is connected to the individuals that took these 19-year-olds out to did this sacrifice. And I want to know, what do you guys feel? Do you feel like the firefighter that found these 19-year-old boys on a mountain in a sundown town, do you guys think that this is a long roof? You know, he has nothing to do with it. Press 2. Press 5. You feel like he is connected. Make no mistake about it. Okay, Miss Harris, hold on. Miss Henderson, are you there?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, how's it going? So talk to me about this.
Honey, so I was trying to tell you to look up Trevante Jamal Schubert Helton. He passed away the last year around the same time, like not that far away from this same area. And they said that he offed himself, but don't nobody believe that a black man would do that from a tree. Like if you are gonna do it, you know what I mean? Like they not gonna do it on no tree. So these boys are
But you
from Atlanta. I know the family.
have to stop you right there, Miss Henderson, because you have to realize and use your common sense. Because who has a history of taking black bodies on a tree? Huh?
I understand that. That's why I'm saying whoever did this had something to do with the last one.
Hold on. Hold on, because I hear feedback. I'm gonna bring you back up. But who has a history of doing that? And that is why they want to take your history books away from you, because they want you to be dumbfounded. They don't want you to know what happened in the past. If you don't know your past, you will tend to repeat it. Okay? So they definitely rewrite history like they always been. But they have had, this is a group that practice these spiritual rituals and sacrifices of black bodies. Now, why is that not out here like you hear the Hollywood? I feel like the same how people, the Hollywood sacrifice demonic, it should be on that same level because they have a history of doing it. And we all know that, using our bodies, our babies. Okay? But y'all want to go silence on that. You want to take away history books that talk about that. You want to silence that. Why silence the truth? I thought we was truth tellers over here. Huh? It don't make sense. It don't make sense. They want to act as if that never have happened. And when stuff happens like this, they want to rewrite history and say, well, they did it to themselves. They did it to themselves. That way they don't take any accountability, and they continue to practice on their sacrifices, their rituals, demonic rituals. Okay? In the name of Christianity. All right. So Henderson, go ahead and continue. I just had to say that.
I feel you. I feel you because that's a Christian organization. The KKK is a Christian organization. So I get you.
Miss Henderson, we can't say that K, just say the big K or the
The
K3.
big K.
You know,
Or the Sons of the Confederacy. That's
say something real quick, Miss Henderson. I'm going to bring you back up, but you have to know they are empowered. They are more empowered than they have been in these past recent years. So they are controlling the internet. They know certain keywords. They can trigger certain keywords to lock into you, to blackball you, or to try to silence you. And you have to realize that their people are watching as well. So that's why you have to do things in a certain decorum. You have to say different wordplay. You got to be smart. Talk as if they're watching you right now. So, with that word, just be mindful. Be mindful.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I get it. I get it. I get it. But yeah, like the way that the other guy passed away and nobody covered it and they automatically took it to something else instead of saying, like, actually investigating the same way they did with the boys. They didn't investigate it first. They specifically went straight to, like, let's hurry up and get out of it. And like you said, I think the firefighter had something to do with it.
Why would they investigate that? That's not my problem.
Because exactly, because they already know what they doing.
We don't even see these people as fully human. Who cares?
No, we don't, like, to them, we don't count as humans.
Miss Henderson, a dog got ran over. Somebody shot a goddamn deer. Who cares? Let's move
Exactly.
on. Let's move on. It's not a big deal. They
That's
take
how they are.
care all the time on the news. They don't care about their own lives.
They
Who
don't.
Okay, that's the mindset that they have. That's what I'm saying, Miss Henderson. So when you're asking these questions, you got to think they don't care about you. Did Michael
They
Jackson
don't.
say that? All I really want to say, they don't really care about us.
Exactly. Okay. Okay.
They don't really care about us. Okay, they
Yes, honey.
they try to make it seem like because they're really good with smiling in your face and being very polite and
Right.
slice and dicing to go upside your head when they offer you to sit down at their table for a meal. Would you like to have
Facts.
a meal? Come on and pray with me. Would you pray with me, Anderson? You know, God have such things going on for your life. I can see it. Okay. And all the time, they like, we're going to take them out of here. Okay.
Exactly.
They
It's
know
more like get on your knees and close your eyes so we can take what you got. You understand? Like
they're good at the poker face.
they
When
good at that and acting like they trying to help you, but they not.
yeah, we don't have that quite good, the poker face. We can't
Uh-uh.
take a lot of shit. We so
That's
real.
because we too kind. Black people were built to be kind. Like that's why so many people were so invited to where we were and they could do so much. It's because we were so inviting. Even the Spaniards, when they took over, Columbus spoke about how kind black people were. And we are. And to be honest, I think some little girl lured them out of there. Out there. You know what I mean? The last guy who passed away, he
See
had
it,
a mixed
Miss Henderson.
kid.
I don't see a girl luring them out 2 hours away.
Baby, these day insights though.
No,
These day insights though. Come on, look. Now these the
I know
this
that
not the first time this that happened. Somebody lured them after. They wasn't just after hanging out.
I don't think so. I don't think they were even trying to go there. I believe that it was a clear man, a clear snow bunny that had that pow pow and pretty much got in their car and made them drive out there behind the seat. You never seen that
But
before?
even if it wasn't though, what if it was a girl who was sitting up there acting like she was cool with them and like, hey, I got my sister over here with me. You remember back in the days how we used to do it, girl? How like you got your friend.
Hold on, Mr. Henderson. Let me tell you something about black men. They're not about to drive a hell 30 minutes, 15 minutes alone for no cuckoo, okay? Especially when it's shit. You can go around the corner and get some goddamn cuckoo. These niggas is not about to put all that gas money to go 2 hours, okay? They just not about to do that. They were forced to drive 2 hours to that goddamn mountain, okay? It is so many snow bunnies in Atlanta and Lawrenceville that's giving that up, that shit like government cheese. Okay, it's not a specialty. And ain't these brothers out here, they're not about to drive an hour, 2 hours for that shit. Hell no. And if that's the case, then they have a paper trail in the dating sites they were on. If that's the case, they will have a paper trail in the text messages to say, hey, they sent an address to meet me at a goddamn mountain. To meet me at a damn mountain? What the hell is going on? No, these black brothers, they were educated. They wasn't no dummy. They knew exactly if that I can't even understand how you process that shit, but I can't let that shit slide. Okay. And I want to know, do y'all think these two educated brothers went to a sundown mega town, okay, to get some cuckoo, some snow bunny cuckoo? Press 1 if that's the case. Press 5 if you ain't going for that shit. So what were they gonna do? And it's two brothers. I can't see that happening. They were kidnapped and pushed to be 2 hours away on that damn mountain. I know how this shit play out. Okay. Hold on. Let me look in the comment section. Gigi, they will for them whites. They were young. It's possible. From the South, that's what they do. Not 2 hours for no whites. And white individual snow bunnies is very accessible in Atlanta. They're not a specialty. Snow bunnies is in Lawrenceville. It's a lot of them. They want to be hood. They just like the baddie. Don't you know that girl Baddie and that girl Alabama? The clear individuals that want Black D all the damn time. It's a lot of them. So you don't have to drive 2 hours to get a damn snow bunny. Okay. And these Black educated men, you think they're going to go, because you got to Google the shit. You got to know where you're going. Okay. So I'm going to Google it. Okay. I'm in a mega town. Oh, hell no. I'm in a sundown town. They're educated. They ain't no dummies. You know what I'm saying? They not no dummies. So no, you're not about to play with Black men like this. No. Okay. You're not about to play Black brothers like that. Okay. Okay. No. No. I don't believe in it. I ain't believing that one. Maybe they're alive somewhere else and taken to that point. Oh, maybe they were unalive somewhere else and taken to that point. But that's the case. They will have blood in the car. I don't think so. Like I said before, I believe that somebody, a clear man, was in the back seat of their car with the pow in the back. Like, okay, keep driving, nigga. Keep driving. Keep driving, and probably talking to them. Keep driving. Keep driving. Keep driving. We're going to go up here. Turn here. Keep going straight here. Okay? And then when they got to that goddamn mountain, I bet you it was a group of them. It was a group of them. And they probably had the whole white cloth on. It was a group of them. They was meeting. Okay. And then they got all around and they took them two Black brothers out of there. And they took their phones. They placed their phone back in the front to make it seem like, hey, they got their phones and everything, blah, 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 blah. I think they knew that these boys was going on an airplane? I don't think they knew, because if they knew, they would have staged it better and put the suitcase in the back. They would have had the suitcase. Ain't no suitcase was in the car, you know? So nah, I don't believe these brothers right here was going 2 hours in a sundown mega town knowing they don't like your butt for no white cuckoo. Okay, I can't see that. Okay. All right, Miss Tio, how you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much for bringing me up. It's such a pleasure to speak with you. And I don't have anything to say to disagree with you. I don't know what would have taken them from the airport to this just like totally obscure place.
They were supposed to go to the airport, but they didn't even have the luggage in the car. So it wasn't at the airport. They didn't even get the chance to go to the airport because I believe they was kidnapped by some snow bunny men to go to that mountain to do a satanic rituals, and they needed two Black men, twins, and I think they probably believe that that's something more hocus pocus to take them out of there. Okay. I believe they were.
I'm totally lost.
Knew these teens, and they knew they was watching them. They've been monitoring them. That's how they do it. They monitor your ass. They monitor.
Now I do believe that, but I totally believe that it wasn't men that initially. I don't know. Okay, well, I could be wrong. They came straight to Georgia, and you know Georgia has that capital there for gay men. So I can't exactly say what their sexual orientation was, and it shouldn't matter at this point. It shouldn't matter. Like, I'm not mad about that. I'm just mad that, goddamn, you were able to subdue two men that I know. Like, I already know. Like, I know that they didn't do nothing to themselves. It wasn't a point where you said, oh, they got so angry and one shot the other, or...
No, that's a bull crap. Okay, just like you. Okay, say you and your sister was in home. If I'm in your home, or when you go into the car, if I got my gat and I say, get your ass in the car, come on, get a car. You're not protected. Come on,
Right.
get in the car. What you gonna do? Get in the car. We're driving. I'm patting you down to make sure you don't got nothing. Most likely, I know you don't got nothing because I've been looking at your ass anyway. I probably, one of your associates is connected to me, or somebody that they knew. You know what I'm saying? That flipped that shit on them. Okay, but I believe it was a man. I believe it was a clear man. It had that gat. Come on, let's go. We going this way and that way. They probably didn't even know where they was headed. They didn't know where they were going. They had no clue that they were about to get slaughtered in the mega town. They had no clue and looked that city up. It's mega country. It's mega town. They had no clue. No clue. They were scared. They was defenseless. And people have this mentality, if you just comply, maybe it won't be that bad. Maybe they just want to kidnap you, and maybe, you try to think for the best, So these individuals, they was not thugs. They didn't have a track record of selling drugs or being in that gang and nothing like that. They knew who to pick. They knew this was going to be an easy target. This is going to be an easy. These boys, honey, we got them. They ain't going to fight back. They scary as hell. Come on, let's get this. Okay, we need this for the sacrifice ritual, whatever they got going on with their religion. And they did them boys at the mountain, and they know how to make it seem and make a stage. And they did it in their town. They said, we taking this shit back to our town because we know we gonna look out for ours. This our shit. The police.
Now they know you traveling. Okay,
they can't do anything in our distriction. We got the police on lock. We here. You can't do nothing. We didn't do this shit in your city, in Lawrenceville, where they can do more investigating and all that. They gonna put that wall up. You can't do too much. What's up?
Does he have daughters? Does this man? Do you know if he has daughters or has friends
or firefighter?
The party?
Are you talking about the firefighter? When you say he, who are you referring to?
Yes, the firefighter.
If he have kids, I'm going to assume he does have kids. I'm not sure if he have kids or not. Do you guys know more information about that firefighter? I just know that he's grown, and to take pictures of Black bodies taken down, 19-year-olds
do better. So
that
yes,
are
definitely
kids, that are kids. To me, you did this as a part of the ritual, part of humiliation, part of just part of the demonic. Because when we talk about people in Hollywood, how they record their stuff, and when you hear these stories that they're pushed out, they coming from these type of individuals because that's what they do. That's what they've been doing for centuries and eons. This is how they get down. This is their practice.
I agree.
This is their practice all the way. And can we please get some more likes? This is sad. We're talking about a serious topic that don't get enough recognition and attention. And 2 Black boys, our own Black boys, 19-year-olds, were taken out. And we got to do better. We have to do better.
That's definitely ritualistic.
Demonic. It's demonic. Ain't no way around it. It's demonic. It's hell. It's devil worship. Okay? They on that team.
All right, that's all I wanted to say. I'm gonna get on off your time.
All right, so come on up here. I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say about this. I'm looking in the comment section. Great content. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I need you. I can't do it by myself. I believe they were kidnapped, taken to the mountains. They needed organs. I believe they was kidnapped and taken to the mountains too. About the organs, were they organs tampered with? I mean, will we ever know? I'm not sure, but I would love to know more information about that. I want to know, do you guys believe they were kidnapped? Press 7 if you feel like they were kidnapped. Press 10 if you feel like they were not kidnapped. I feel like they was kidnapped. Ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm going to a mega country 2 hours away from me. Hell no. Hell no. No. If anybody got me that far, best believe I was kidnapped, baby. Okay? And look at these 19-year-olds' track record. Did they ever travel that far before? You can find that out by finding out where they go. Every month, they have to get their oil changed. Are they doing high miles on their car? Every month, were they doing high miles? Because going 2 hours back and forth, that's going to be high miles. So if you're a person that's doing those high miles, it's like, oh, okay, well, possibly because they like to travel a lot in their car. But these individuals, they take planes, okay? And they didn't have a track record of traveling that far outside of their hometown. They was not going out to these countries and sundown towns like that. Okay? It would have stated that. And you can look that out by when you go every other month. Y'all go get that oil change. They put the miles, how many miles you've been using. Hello. Somebody that take frequent travels to 2 hours away from their home, then you got to drive 2 hours there, 2 hours back. That's 4 hours. That's a lot of miles that you're putting on your car. It's gonna show. Versus somebody that only spend what 5-10 miles outside the city of their home, you know. So nah, run that play again. But I want to know, what are your thoughts about this, and do you guys enjoy me covering these types of stories? If you guys enjoy me covering these types of stories, please press 2. Okay, all right. So, and I want you guys to come on and have a panel like we always do. All right, Miss Harris, I'm going to pull you back up here. I'm glad you're here with me, Miss Harris. What else do you have to say about this, or what are some other thoughts that's racing in your mind, or what questions do you have for me about this case?
Well, first off, what part of Georgia were they found in? Was it Forsyth? Because I definitely know that was an all black town. I mean, an
No,
all white town in
they
Georgia.
were in Bell Mound. That is the mountain. Now I'm gonna spell it. The city is Hiawasee. You know how I am with pronouncing stuff, right? So I'm gonna spell that for you guys. And it's known to be a mega town. It's known to be a sundown town, and it's like 94% clear people. Okay, yeah,
But
yeah.
even and in those sundown towns, I was watching a documentary on YouTube one day, and the lady had no idea that she had moved in a sundown town. She said she kept hearing this bell go off around the time that it's supposed to get dark outside. She said, I couldn't understand what this bell alarm was every day. She said she had to do some research, and she found out she was in a sundown town, which led her to move away.
Miss Harris, let me tell you, and this is what they want you to believe. They want you to say, well, what those boys was doing in that town anyway. They wanted black people, and I'm sure the black megas is going to say, well, they shouldn't have been in that town anyway. They know they don't supposed to be going there. They get what they got. You know how the black megas is. Well, what were they doing there anyway? They had to be doing something sinister. So, if and it's sad, and you know how they do too. Well, they're doing this to try to race bait people. They took themselves out of here. They just like that Jesse Smollett. They go into these sundown towns. They commit their own crimes, and they want black people to rage against the town. And this is all them. That is how they try to spin the shit. Okay, which is a lot. Okay. But yeah, it's sad. I'm gonna bring you back here, Miss Harris, but I just have to say that.
Yeah, those babies weren't going there to be malicious. Those babies probably had no idea,
They were
that was a sundown town or not. I don't think.
Miss Harris, ain't no way you can sit up here and tell me that these 19-year-old black boys was going 2 hours to a mega
No.
country, to a sundown. They were kidnapped.
Yeah.
Miss
Yeah.
Harris, I found your body over there. Can I believe that you were kidnapped, or could I believe that Miss Harris, yeah, she drives over to MAGA town, and she went
Yeah,
up.
Miss Harris not going. I'm not going. I'm not going. It's nothing over there for me, so I'm not going, especially if they were going to the airport. How did they derail from the airport and make it there? What was it
Because they
there
were
that they had
kidnapped.
to go see?
They was
Yeah, what was it? So when they found them, were they inside of the car? Like, how were they found?
they was on that mountain.
Just laid out on the mountain.
Let me go back to the report. Let me
That's
go back to
crazy.
the report. Ooh, let me go back
That's
to the
crazy.
report. Uh-huh. Mm-mm. Twin brothers found dead. Okay. Both 19 were found with pow wounds at Bell Mountain in town, in that town. Okay, on Bell Mountain. Okay, that was March the 8th. The police were pushing out this narrative that one of them decided to take the other brother out, and then they decided to take themselves out. Okay. But family is not believing that. And hell, if they were going to do that, why did they have to drive 2 hours to do that shit?
Right.
Hell,
If they wanted to do it on the mountain, they could have went to Stone Mountain for that.
Miss Harris, you could have did that in your living room, dog.
Yeah.
Have 2 hours. They kidnapped you 2 hours there because that's what they wanted to do, the sacrifice. They wanted to do it on their land, on their grounds. If you're going to take themselves out of here, ain't no need to drive 2 hours. Who does that? If you're going to take yourself, take yourself. Ain't nobody driving 2 hours, wasting all that goddamn gas to be in a sundown town they don't even know of, that's unfamiliar to them, to take themselves out of here. Bull crap. But they see you as so dumb. They see you all, these motherfuckers, they'll eat it up. Oh, they take themselves out of here. They don't even care about themselves. Oh, they'll be over. You know, let's do this sacrifice. They'll make a big muss out of it. And then eventually it die down. Oh, okay. Well, let's do it. And let's hope they start a war. Because we ready right now. We ready right now. We got the police in. The police is on our side. And if you look in history, the police has always was created to do what? What was the police in place for? To do what? Okay. You don't think they keep them same tradition? Okay. But let's keep on going. Okay. So volunteer firefighter arrested. Was arrested for taking and sharing unauthorized crime scene photos. So that firefighter, he was up there taking pictures of the black boys that was dead, that had the pow, you know, I don't know if they was in their head, their forehead on that mountain, but he took the pictures. Now, what firefighter, and I bet you this, if these were two clear boys, do you think that white firefighter would have took them pictures and posted on the internet? Press 1 if these were clear boys. That firefighter would have took that picture and posted it on the internet. Yeah. Press 4, hell no. He's going to have sympathy because he sees them as his own. But he took pictures like you took pictures of when these men, they kill animals. They kill lions, tigers. And what do they do after they make a kill? They videotape it. They videotape the kill. They take pictures of the kill. They cut the head off. They mount it on a wall. And it's like, this is a reward. This is what we done. This is what we accomplished. You know? This is what they've always done. They never seen black people as humans. Black people had to fight and argue and shed blood to even be validated in their eyes as human. We always saw each other as humans, hell, but they haven't. And they still hold on to those traditions, especially in sundown towns like this that keep tradition. They're not progressive. They hate progressive. They're anti-progressive. They feel like things should have been like they were before because that was when America was great. When they could take black bodies and make sacrifices and put them on crosses and nobody would blink an eye and they wouldn't get, hated for it or jailed for it. My gosh. This is their tradition. This is their beliefs. And if you don't feel like they are emboldened this year, you have another thing coming. Look around. Okay. So we got Miss Jones. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Let's get the likes up on this channel. Okay. And if you have something to say, feel free to click that link and come up here because we can get a lot of people up here when we're talking about Hollywood. But we can't get people up here when we talk about two 19-year-old black boys that's innocent, that's been taken away in a sacrifice by these sundown towns. We can't get a lot of people up here, but we can talk about Diddy draws. We can talk about all this bullshit. But when it comes to real stuff that goes on in our everyday lives that affect our everyday people, these were everyday people, common folks. They didn't have a whole bunch of money. They didn't have security and all that. I don't give a damn about them for real. These Hollywood people. No. But when it comes to common people, I come from a common place. I am common. Okay? I have relatives that are in the hood and that live in common. They can't afford to have all these mansions and money and all this pot. I don't give a damn about that bullshit. Okay? That shit ain't real to me. So Miss Jones, come up here. Miss Jones, I hear the background. So if you can mute the background so I can bring you on so I can hear you without the distraction of hearing myself in the background, I really would appreciate that. Okay. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Let's get the likes up. Okay. It felt like things should have been. Okay, Jones, I still hear the background. I'm trying to have patience, Miss Jones. Miss Harris, I'm gonna bring you back, and I'm glad you came back. I thought they got you.
No, they didn't get me. My phone keeps cutting out for some reason. But you know, it's basic, you know.
Don't think that it's coincidence, Miss Harris. They watch.
It's probably not.
They monitor,
and I'm fine with that.
They monitor everything. You don't think they got time? Miss Harris, that's all they do is sit on this and monitor everything. That's all they do. They don't have no life. They like to monitor people. That's what they do. That's what they do.
You know, they trying to make it, you know, pick a ninja season again. But you know, the way we coming now, we so tired. I don't think, you know, they gonna be able to keep picking us the way that they picking us, or the way that they used to pick us.
I disagree with that because they doing it already. We haven't caught up. See, we think they gonna come like they did back in the 1950s. Hell no, it's technology. We got AI. They on a whole different playing field, man. They on a whole different playing field. They coming in different ways. They coming sideways. They coming in raindrops. You outside and you don't realize these raindrops is poison. It's all been modified. They come in different ways, man. Okay, you still think they're gonna come down the street like they did 1950 and you ready? We ain't ready and we ain't prepared. I don't believe that. I think we do a lot of talking on this internet.
Yeah, it's a lot of talking being done on the internet. And it's a lot of things being done in plain sight too. So you're absolutely right when it comes to that. It's a lot of things being done in plain sight, and a lot of people are so, you know, caught up, like you say, on the internet, the social medias and things like that. They're being distracted by a lot of things that don't, you know, really mean anything.
Miss Harris, how is it every time that we have something Black owned, they want to come and take it over? They don't want us to have control over anything. It goes against their religion. It goes against they want dominion, and they want to be able to control every species on this planet.
I'm still trying to understand how they got so much power. Like, you know, that baffles me a lot. Me and my sister talk about that a lot.
Got so much power, okay? Because they thugs. What you mean? They are thugs. They come into your country dictating with pow-pows. You know, they're good with technology. They're always advanced with the pow-pows and taking over their mindset. They have this control, to have dominion over you. You do what I say, mindset. They know how to manipulate. They know how to come in smiles and, you know, greet you. They're good with poker faces, you know?
They've been doing that since the beginning of time, but in my mind, they just not that smart to me.
Well, they got to be some type of smart because look where they are now. I mean, America is at the top, you know.
But that's from brute and force.
Well, that's what they do. But
intellectually, they not that smart.
But at the same time, Ms. Harris, you to have brute and force, they also definitely have intelligence. Okay, to organize, to come up with this idea and to execute and do all what they do to brainwash, to take you away from your country, to get your people to sell you out. Clock that T. To get your people to sell you out. Your people don't fight for you. They sell you out. They take your language. They take your identity. They take your family. They split you up. They do it to your daughter. They do it to your father. They humiliate you. Man, please. So they knew exactly what they were doing. that takes smarts for that. So I'm not going to discredit and say they're ignorant, because I think they're very smart, in my opinion. Okay.
I can say this. I'm just not a lover of the pale people. So I don't it just rubs me the wrong way.
Got it. Now, I'm a lover of all people, but I don't like when I see things like that. When it comes to these sundown towns and you know what they're about, I'm not a lover of that. But I'm a lover of all people. I do realize that people don't see me that way. People don't see a lover of all people. And that's fine, but I'm not going to allow that anger to dictate me and change me to be like them, because if I'm like them, then they're winning. So I'm going to stay true to myself. And I love all people, but when it comes to this situation and people that practice on this, I don't like that. I hate that. I despise that. And I'm going to call you out every chance I get. So JH donated $10. Thank you. Okay. This sounds like Emmett Till. Check the movie Till. But
Yep.
just say Tubi is owned by the man who owns Fox. Please do a video on Lanier Lake. All right. Uh-huh. Mm-mm-mm.
Well, I'm gonna say this. From all the things that I've seen over the years, and the reason why I say I'm just not a lover of them, because I know now it may be some that stick up for, you know, Black people, but at the end of the day, I honestly feel like if it's a cross between me and them, I'm gone every time.
Mm.
If
Well,
it's a cross,
I mean, I don't know what to say about that. I don't know what to say. But yeah. So I want to read here. I just contacted a friend yesterday. I came across a story about 3 Mississippi men who were jailed over traffic violations, and when they were released, they were murked. One from New York, 1960s. I'm 40. I'm sad, but I also feel like we have to stick on this story as well. I don't think we should get distracted. Well, what about this story? What about that story? What about that story? Well, what about this story that's currently happening? We have to figure this out. So I want to know your thoughts. How do you feel? How would you feel if this was your son, Miss Harris?
I would lose my mind. The whole city would be on effing fire. The whole city would be on
Let's
effing
not say that, Miss
fire.
Harris. Let's not say that. And we know, that doesn't do anything. That's possibly what they want you to do, to say, look here. The sons took themselves out because they wasn't dealing with a clear mind. And clearly this mother, she's not dealing with a clear mind because she wants to burn the city down, as if that's doing something. That's what they count on. And that's
And
what.
they do.
So
They do.
let's be
They
very, like you said, you don't feel like they're smart. Well, let's show them how smart you are. Show them how you can outsmart them in a way they can't even see you coming, because you're so smart. That's all about being smart, is when you playing chess or when you're going to get your opponent to outsmart them, where they don't see you coming because they're not on your level of intelligence. But burning down, I mean, they see it a mile away. They talk about it all the time. So come on. If they're
I
not
just
smart, let me see how smart you are.
you know what? In that instance, Gigi, the way I love my children, and I already know, when it comes to my kids, especially if they right, I know I can be, a crash out about mine. Like I do. It would have to take people around me to really calm me down and help me take the reins to, you know, get my mind right to sit down, to be as civil and sit down and say, okay, we got to investigate this, go through A, B, C, and D. Those are the things that would come probably afterwards. But at that initial moment, and you're sitting there and you're telling me that my kids, one took one out and then took they self out, it would just, because I know how my kids love each other, and if they were twins, it's nothing that you could tell me. God would have to come down and tell me, this is what happened. I know how my kids love each other, and they gonna fight for the, to the death for each other. I just really feel like I probably would just I would probably just lose my mind. I probably would just lose my mind. Like it would take a village to really calm me down to make me see it another way.
All
And
right.
that's my honest opinion.
That's fair. All right, Miss Harris, gonna come back to you. Hey, Mike, how's it going? Mike, are you there, Mike? All right. I'm gonna put you down because you're
How
not
are
seeming
you? It's
good.
good to see you.
Same here. What are
Can you
your
hear me?
thoughts? Yes,
Can
I
you hear
can.
me?
Yes, I can. Um, is it a lag on your part, Mike? I think it's a lag on your part, Mike, because it's
I think
not.
there might be. I think there might be a lag. I'll try to come back up, Gigi.
Thank you. Okay. All right, so I'm looking in the comment section. If you guys just got here, I want to let you guys know what's going on right now. This happened in Georgia, okay? These two 19-year-old teens were in Lawrenceville. They were supposed to go to the airport. They were preparing to go to the airport to go to Boston. They never even made it to the airport. They never even made to get their luggage in the car. Now, the news is not saying this. The news is trying to cover up and make it seem like they drove 2 hours just to take themselves out of here. No, they drove 2 hours in a mega field town. They drove 2 hours to get to a 95% white town. They drove 2 hours to get to a sundown town to get on a mountaintop to take themselves out of here. Bull crap. And to let you know how dumb they think that we are, because they think that we're just going to eat it up and just not do anything, or they just trying to exercise to see how much power they have. Okay, either one of those two plays. I feel, and a lot of people feel, that they were kidnapped before they got a chance to put their luggage in the car, and they were kidnapped to go up to the mountaintop 2 hours away from their home to a sundown town, put on a mountain, taken out of here as a sacrifice, a demonic sacrifice, and they wanted to stage it as if they took themselves out of here. Then you have a firefighter that is a grown man, a clear man. He takes pictures of these Black boys as if they're animals, and he puts it on social media to make a mockery, to show the whole world, look what we have done on our town, just like we used to do before. Just like how America was great when we used to do these to these folks all the time, and we used to parade around it and say God is good, amen. Yeah, yeah. So he was arrested, but they bailed him out, so he still have his freedom. He don't care about being arrested. No, I mean it's not a big deal to him. He willing to sacrifice to make the arrest to do it. Hell, they all willing to get arrested to do their sacrifices because they know they have to do it in their town, because their town is going to protect them. Their people is going to protect them. Them cops, those police is going to protect them. They're going to make it hard for any outsider to come in to try to do some investigation work, to try to point it on one of them. They are going to protect theirs. That is their religion. That's their belief. That's their tradition. Okay. So I don't know what happened to Mike. He came back, but then he dropped out. All right. So I would like to hear what you guys have to say about this. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot. Okay. All right. So I'm looking here in the comment section. I want to see what you guys have to say. Ridiculous conclusion stage. They were kidnapped. I believe so. Definitely. 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 They were kidnapped. Definitely. They were kidnapped. They were kidnapped. Those two 19-year-old boys were kidnapped. They were kidnapped. Those two 19-year-old boys were kidnapped. Who were they kidnapped? Were they kidnapped by a stranger, or was they kidnapped by a associate who they trusted? Because a lot of times the association who you think you trust is just like a snake. You guys know they come in as a friend and then they will twist it. Okay. So therefore it will be seamless. If the enemy put themselves as a friend of yours or an association and you invite them in your house when they rob you, it will be seamless. It wouldn't be no glass shattered. It wouldn't be anything because the person that robbed you is a person you invited in. And that's how they coming. That's how they coming. That is how the enemy is going to come. The enemy is not going to come like your big monster. They're going to come with a smile and a face. They're going to come very friendly. Yes, very welcoming. They're going to come, I got your best interest. I got your back. That's how they're going to come. Yes. Whew. Mm-mm-mm. All right. It says when you call for an Uber, that should be recorded. But who said they had an Uber? Who said they had an Uber, though? That is just something they are planning out there because they are saying in the reports the car was outside of the mountain. The car was at the mountain. And the phones were in their front seats of the car. Am I missing something? Did I get the report wrong? And see, one thing about me, I am humble. If I got something wrong, let me know. I will tell you guys, I got it wrong, you guys. That is just how humble I am. I'm not arrogant. Like I said, it's not about me. It's about us. It's about community. All right. So I have no record of them getting an Uber. If they would have got an Uber, I'm sure, well, I hope that we would talk to the Uber driver. I mean, I don't think your enemy that's going to take you out of here is going to pose as an Uber, possibly, but I see it as they are a kidnapper. They were already at the house or invited to the house or association. If they're not associated, there was an outsider that was looking in. And I feel that if it was an outsider, it was an outsider that is in connection with one of their associates. They were being monitored. They were being watched. They were being targeted. Okay. Hand is real. This is a plain or deep spiritual warfare. Imagine if you're the only human and the other opposite are sleeping. Okay. Like Gigi said, it might be somebody close to them playing like they are close friends or a coworker. I'm not sure where they worked at. I can't see a coworker, but I definitely can see an associate. Associated or an associate help the person that took them out of here. You know, a lot of times when you're dealing with kidnapping, somebody can know information about them and somebody be like, yeah, they're about to take a plane. They're supposed to be going here. So this is a good time to do it. You know, we're going to do it. Let's do it here. I know these boys. They don't have no guns. They're very sweet as pie. They're very scary. You know, they're not defensive. It's going to be an easy sacrifice. You know, they're going to go here. They usually go here at such a time. Just be on a watch out. And people going to do it. It's easy. It's easy. Come on now. Because they want it to be seamless. They don't want it to have any account, you know? And the news already reported, and the parents, they're trying to fight. And I'm sure whoever did this, they probably knew of the parents. They do their research on people, y'all. When they target you, you don't think they do their research on the family, if they have a father figure in the household, you know, if their family are part of law enforcement or their mom, do she have the resources to really do something? Do they have money to do something? Or are these individuals, you know, they don't got the money or the resources to really fight this? You know, we can take them. This is going to be an easy one, you know? All right. I'm looking here. I hope that ain't organ crime. Well, I have not heard reports of their organs being missing. It could be, but I'm not going to say that because I haven't seen that in the reports about their organs are missing. But is their organs intact? I don't know. I don't think it has to do specifically on organs. I think it has to do with these are Black men and they want to do the demonic sacrifice. They do demonic sacrifices on Black bodies. They've been doing it in this country from the beginning of America. And I want to know, do you understand what I'm saying? Press 1 if you know that they've been doing demonic sacrifices with Black bodies in America. Press 1 if you know this. Press 5 if you don't know this. Yes, this country, this land is filled with Black blood that have died on this land, have been sacrificed, families on this land. It's built on blood, sacrifice, rituals on this land, using Black bodies. Okay? And if you think they're going to end their tradition, their rituals, you have another thing coming. You have another thing coming. And if you're spiritual, then some of these people, clear people, you don't think they talk to their ancestors on the other side? You don't think their ancestors is telling them, we did not conquer America to be diverse. We did not conquer America to share with these others. You have lost your way. You have lost your way. All right. Let's get these likes up. Miss Harris, I'm going to put you back. I'm glad you standing whole, honey.
You know, Gigi, I'm glad you took me down so you could say what you needed to say, because I get so passionate about stuff like that. And if I offended anybody in reference to how I feel about them, you know, sorry, not sorry, but it's, yeah, okay. Sorry, not sorry. It does something to me, because, you know, they used to do things like feed our babies to alligators, and, you
Time
know,
out. Let me stop you there, Harris. I don't think they used to. I think they still do. What I've learned is when people
oof,
have traditions in their family, they keep them alive. They don't
yeah,
die. You just don't hear about it. And they're not going to report and push it because they're going to protect their people and their interests. But I don't believe that traditions die. They hold on to traditions. And you're talking about a country that loves to hold on to tradition, okay?
yeah,
But are very
yeah.
anti-progressive.
They are very aggressive, and they're very bold and boisterous about the things that they do. I was coming through South Carolina when I was going to Atlanta a couple of weeks ago, and I was going down 85. It was the biggest Confederate flag I had ever seen in my life. I don't think I ever seen a flag that big floating in the air in my life. And I was just like, this is crazy. So yeah, they let you know who they are, how they feel, and what they're capable of.
Some do, but not all. Some
No,
do.
not all of them. Not all of them. Not
You
all of them.
Right. But you have to remember too that this year they want to bring back the clear masculinity, you know, and they want their women to support them and to submit. So you have a lot of them that is very nice. They may not have a strong opinion about doing what their husband is doing, but they're going to submit to their husband and they're going to associate
Absolutely.
with them and they're going to ride with them. But you might not know it. They may tell you, but they're good at poker face it well. They're good at saying, you know, I stand with you, sister. I cannot stand that either, you know, but at the same time, they're going to be having their husband that with that shit. Okay. And you
Yeah,
just hope they don't invite you over for dinner and allow
I
their
ain't going.
husband to do or say, you know, and just say, you got to forgive Jimmy. You know, he was in the war. I'm sorry, you know?
Yeah, it's a no. It's at first I'm not going. Cause I like a little season sneezing. If it ain't season, I ain't. If I ain't sneezing, it ain't season. I'm not going. I'm just not going. Gigi, I don't even know how to. And you know, I usually have an opinion about a lot of things. It just irritates me so bad. I'm talking about to my core. So I'm
Well, I
just
was
trying to
gonna
find
say,
the.
and I'm so glad that Miss Harris, you're holding my hand through this tough topic because this is a tough topic to do. And I'm thank you that you are here with me holding my hand through it. So I
Like,
appreciate your presence. I
man,
do.
my heart beating so fast because I'm pissed off and I'm mad. And it's almost bringing me to tears because all that we've done for America, all just being taken from
Miss
our
Harris, I'm
home.
going to talk in their mindset. All that you have done in America, you should be thankful that we took you away from that place and we gave you a better life.
Yeah, no.
Oh, hold on, Miss Harris. In their mind, you should be thankful. We are the one that introduced you to Christ. You should be thankful. You should be thankful. You should be on your knees thankful. Do you know everybody want to be a part of America? Everybody want to be, and you are here. You need to be grateful. You're so entitled. You're lazy. You need to worry
Girl.
about getting your community together.
Mm.
Okay? And forget about the past. That was our ancestors. It's a new day. I'm so sick and tired of the woke. Stop it.
Oh, girl, you got my heart beating so fast, Gigi.
Well, that's their mindset. They not seeing it
Oh,
as, oh my God, you guys did so much. They feel like you should be honored that you're here.
absolutely. 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 But I'm still trying to figure out, what have you done for me? What have you done for me?
You are a part of America. Everybody wants to be here in America. You have Africans that are trying to be here in America. You have Haiti. You got South America. Everybody wants to be here. So you should be thankful that we made you a citizen. We saw you as a human. You are not supposed to be seen as a human because you were bought and sold, sweetheart. Do you understand that? You are property. You're not human. But we are pretending like you are. We're giving you that, and you still you're not appreciative.
I'm
And
ungrateful.
you're very ungrateful. But this is what our ancestors were trying to tell us. You need to stay on your place because now
Mm.
you guys have this delusion mindset that you're one of us or you're equal and you want to run this country. No, sweetheart. That is not what our ancestors came to this country to do. No. So we have to take it back and it's rightfully ours. We fought for it. You all don't fight for nothing. You
Okay,
don't.
well, sir, can I ask you this,
You just
sir?
to be given, okay? And it stopped with the entitlement. That's why we're taking out Section 8. That's why we're taking out all this shit. You're going to have to start learning and working because you were more hard workers when America was great again. When we had y'all picking that goddamn cotton, y'all was hard workers then.
Whew.
But now you just want to be given stuff.
Gigi. Baby, when I tell you, you was clicking my buttons. You clicking my button because what I want to know is, we're not that great. You don't like us. We're not human. We're not smart. But I remember when your wife couldn't produce milk and you had my grandmother feeding your babies, right? We're not that. Hmm.
That's what animals do, sweetheart. We drink cow milk.
Oh,
Right? Don't we drink cow?
oh.
We drink from
Okay, well,
a breast, right? So yeah,
but you don't like me
our
though.
babies drinking from yours is equivalent to us drinking cow milk. Get over yourself. Be thankful
Oh,
that you are in a position to serve because that is your position to serve. Be obedient to your master.
who, Gigi?
And it says that in the Bible. Read your scripture.
Let me explain something. Gigi, you get ready to make my head pop off my shoulders. They be done cut me again. Baby, let me explain something to you about your Bible. Your Bible is your version of the story. It has been tainted. Most of that stuff in there these days, because it's a book. Now, how it started ain't how it is now. Okay?
And see, this is the issue in their mind. And Stevie Ray said, "Who she's calling sir?" She's not calling me sir. I'm sure the character that I'm portraying, that is who she's calling sir, but she's not calling me sir. Miss Harris, you're not calling me sir, right?
Absolutely not. No, no. The scenario that you were painting in my mind
As a white man,
is a white man.
I got that. They didn't get that, so I wanted to break that down to them. All right.
Sweetie, for calling her sir. I know she's she's very much a woman. I know she's very much a
You
woman.
got some people
But
that's very sensitive, and I understand why. But let's go back here. When you're talking about the Bible, and in their mind, you see, they are antichrist. You know,
yes,
they want to turn everybody against America and everybody against Christ. You're very anti-American, you know, and
mm.
it's sad that we have allowed such animals to try to penetrate and influence our America. We have lost our way. And that's why it's important for us to make America great again. Because
But you came from me. You came from me. The only reason you are the color that you are is because of evolution. You came from me.
ma'am, I don't want to talk about illusion, okay? Because that's delusional. And if we talking about evolution, then God made us as the better. God made us as the latest design. We are your better, okay? You
Oh,
got
Gigi, you done wore me out today.
okay. Africa bends the knee to Russia and America and China, okay? Stay in your place and know your place. And it would be great if you just obey. And that's why it's so important for you to read your Bible, to learn to submit, obey. You will
Well,
get your treasures in heaven. Okay.
child, just take me down up and through there because I ain't going to be able to do it. I ain't going to be able to do it. Nobody's going to make me understand it. You
And
can't
this is
convince me.
why, and this is why the marriages in your community is failing, because you don't want to submit. You're supposed to submit to your husband. It's all that. Did you get permission from your husband to speak like this? Do your husband know that you speak
I,
like this?
I got nan, sir. I ain't got nan. And if this is what
And that's the problem. You
yep,
need
and that's the
a
problem.
wife. That is your
Whew.
purpose. That is your duty. And we have come in so far. That is so un-American. You don't
Mm.
want the American dream. The American dream is to have a wife, a husband, kids, and a white picket fence.
But everything that you're saying though, Gigi, for real though, even though it got my blood boiling and you're just speaking in character, it's the truth. This is really what they want us to think. This is really how they cultivated
Well,
America.
it's tradition. It's their tradition, and it's been passed on to us. You know, we don't have
Yeah, it broke us down.
our identity is what they say it is.
Yep.
So that is, you know, that's how we are, you know. So yeah. But you guys, I don't feel that way. I'm just in character. I was playing a white man, okay? A clear man. Okay.
And it done tore my nerves completely to smithereens.
All right. I love Miss Harris. Okay, stay with me. Hey, Chi-Town, how's it going? Chi-Town, unmute yourself. Chi-Town, unmute yourself. Chi-Town, did they get Chi-Town too? Chi-Town, Chi-Town. All right. So I don't know what's going on with Chi-Town.
Oh, I'm here. Let me turn this down, Gigi.
Okay, I'm up here. Scream your name, child.
Okay,
Let's
now,
get the lights
I had
up,
to
you
turn
guys.
this
Let's
down.
get
Wait
the
a
lights
minute.
up.
Could you hear me?
Yeah, but I can hear the echo.
Wait a minute.
All right, so I'm gonna bring her back up when she's ready, because she ain't ready. So I would love for you guys to join us on this topic. We're talking about the two 19-year-old brothers that were taken out, I believe, to be kidnapped, taken on a mountain, a mega mountain, sundown mountain, unalive, and they put it as a cover up as they did that to themselves, which is baloney. The family is trying to fight for justice, but they're having a hard time because they purposely did this in their town where they have more control over the police. And I don't know if they're going to even get justice. And I want to know, do you guys think they're going to get justice? Press 5 if justice will show up. Press 10 if you don't feel like they're going to get justice out of this. I think it will be unsolved. I'm sorry to hear that, but they are showing their face. They are being emboldened and voting. And I think it's going to happen more and more, and they're not going to care if news cover it. Maybe they get a high off of it. I'm sure you have people that's partying about this situation now, you know. Chi-Town, are you back?
Yes, I'm here, Gigi. I
Talk
want
to
to
me
make
about
sure
this
everything
case.
was, you know what, Gigi? Hello, everyone that's in the chat. I am so saddened because, for one, I am a mother that have lost a child to gun violence here in Chicago. So, with that being said, I have three different generation of kids, Gigi. Like my kids, like would have been 41, 40. The second generation, 32. The third generation, 23 and 18. And I really be scared for my 23-year-old son. That's the only son I have left. They trust so many people. They are so friendly. They so friendly, Gigi. I don't even get them keys to the house. Cause I'm scared that they leave my keys. And I'm already witnessed. They be with these so-called friends. They leave your keys laying around. I'm not gonna have nobody just come in and enter my house.
Well,
My
I want
daughter like
to say
that.
something, Chi-Town. I want to interrupt you, but you're right. You know, Black people are very friendly and very opening, especially when it's about others. When it's about others and other people, see them, you know, Black people are very inviting. They're inviting everybody to the barbecue, and they are banking on you inviting them to the barbecue so they can take you out. I mean, that is what history done. Isn't that what they did back in history? How Africans were so inviting to the Europeans, and Africans was teaching Europeans what they know and their intelligence. And what happened? They took advantage of them, you know? So Africans, they were the ones that opened their borders and inviting to other people, you know? Um, and they took their own people, you know, Africans sold them off. And they tried to do that to certain Indian people, and they tried to do it to certain other groups, but other groups was not having it. I don't know if you guys know that, but when the Europeans came down to take out the Africans to be bought and sold, they also tried it with different other groups. But other groups, they fought for their people. They were not about to sell their people off, but Africans, they sold their people off. And I guess, you know, the mega people or the sundown people in America, they figure, look, these color people, they're too friendly. We need somebody that is going to secure our borders. We need somebody that's not so open and inviting. Look what happened to their damn country because they've been so open and inviting. We got to stay to the top. If we stay in top and control, we have to bring back our ancestor spirit to do this treacherous shit. We have to make the sacrifices to get the power. Okay. And if we do not have control, then we're going to give control over to China. We're going to give control over to someone else to have dominion over us. I don't think so. It is okay for us to sacrifice a few Black bodies to make these sacrifice rituals for the better good of this country. If that's so be it, then so be it. So be it. So be it. But I refuse to be controlled by China or Russia. Okay? All right. So let me bring Miss Harris back up because I know she like, what are you talking about?
No, I'm not like what you're talking about. I understand exactly what you're talking about. And
All
we are the most forgiving race, that walks this planet. And it's to our detriment. It is. It's mind baffling. And Gigi, I always got something to say.
Mm-hmm.
But it just It does something to me.
Hold on. Ty Tia says so they so they feel like they did it once, they would do it again, but they don't understand that we are not our ancestors. And Tia, you
Come
have to
on, Ty.
understand. Hold on, Ty. Well, Miss Harris, I'm gonna give the energy to you. You have to realize they're not their ancestors either, baby. They're coming differently. Okay, and you can't even see the play. You know why, Miss Harris? You too busy twerking.
I can't twerk, Gigi. My back, but in my mind, baby, I be giving it everything I got.
I know, Miss Harris, but you know I'm playing with you. We role playing again.
Yeah. I
But
ooh.
you busy twerking. You busy.
Mm,
Okay. Y'all busy taking each other out of here on this gang. Okay. Y'all crying over TikTok. Okay.
mm,
Yeah.
mm, mm.
Yeah. So yeah, you not like your ancestors, and we know that. One thing about them, they study everyone. They study the whole board. Black people like to mind black people business. You don't know how they're coming. You don't even know their mindset. Okay.
Mm,
But
mm,
they know
mm.
yours. They study you. They know your moves. They know how you gonna move. Most likely what you gonna do. They're real good at studying everybody across the board. Yes. They're gonna be in
Mm.
everybody's business, but you gonna mind yours. I'm banking on that, boo. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when you know the way you're bringing it, Gigi, is crazy because that's really the way that they think. They think we are so minute and we so slow to the game and we are concentrating on everything else but what we're supposed to be concentrating on, that they can run amok. And they have been running amok since the beginning of time.
Yeah. I think one thing that made them slip up is their own kind. Their own
Hmm.
kind have gotten a soft heart. If anything, they want to get their own kind back on their side. A lot of them are not like the rest of them, you know? And they have soft hearts, they want diversity, and they can't stand those clear people. They
Oh
cannot stand
no.
those clear people because they messed it up for them. They not concerned about your black ass. Shit. They more
Yeah.
upset about their own people that they feel like they have betrayed. They call them traitors. They feel like they have betrayed their own people. That
Especially when you start when you start race mixing, when you start making little khaki color babies.
yeah, I hear you on that one, but I think also it's more about, certain individuals not sticking with their
Sticking
not
to the
more
plan.
yeah, with the program, with the beliefs, with just trying to be so nice and diversify and inclusion, because you see some, clear people, they try to bend over backwards to cater to black people. And that just makes those other clear people throw up. They're so sickening of that. Like that's who they really can't stand. If they can brainwash a person, they'll brainwash their own kind to get back because they still have value in them because they see them as one of them. You would never be one, no matter how
I,
much you try, no matter how much you identify. They will never see that. You always have to
I
stand.
really I really hope that the family, if they don't have the financial means, I hope that they do start a GoFundMe. I hope the parents, actually, get on some of these news stations and they speak about what's going on because it needs to be more publicized. Um, I really don't watch the news because it depresses me and it stresses me out.
All right, well, tomorrow I'll do a hot topic. Would y'all want me to do some celebrity hot topics tomorrow? Press 2. I don't want to stress y'all out.
No, you're not stressing me out. No, what I'm saying is the reason why I don't watch the news is because it stresses me out. These are things that we do need to talk about. These things have to be on the forefront because if we're quiet about it, just like we give all that energy to, what happened to Angie Stone and it's her just due. And I feel like that's what we're supposed to do. like you said, this topic with these babies should be heightened just as much as that, because we are common people.
Mhm.
We are common people, and a lot of us don't have the means to go into a bank account and shell out hundreds of thousands of dollars for attorneys and things of that nature. It needs to be publicized.
Mhm.
The family really needs to come out, and the mom needs to speak about what's on her heart and what she needs to have happen. And she does need justice. Whether she'll get it or not, that's another subject. But at least the world will know what happened to these two black innocent boys.
Right. And I want to say, Donna White, she says they're not going to get me on their sides. And I thank you. And I thank the clear people that do not hold on to their ancestors' tradition. And I thank you. You make a big difference, because if they can have it their way, they will have all their kind like-minded. That's what they want. They want you to be like-minded like them, so they can see everything as black and white. This is what they look like. This is the enemy, and we are this. But when other, Caucasian people say, no, I disagree, that is wrong, that puts a red flag on the plate. That messes up everything. Now they
Hmm.
don't know who to trust based on their look, because they want to trust you because you're clear. But shit, your ass might be a liberal. You might be a damn. I can't trust you. So they have to put these labels so it can be clear, black and white, on if they can trust you or not, because that's just how they are used to doing things traditionally. They like to just say, hey, you this color, you belong over here. You like that, you belong over there. You know, that's
Yeah,
just, it's simple,
yeah,
easy for them. That's how
yeah.
they
They
used.
don't like the gray. They don't like the gray shaded area. That's
No,
too
they don't like
confusing.
gray. Hell no. But reality, life is gray. But they don't want that reality. They want it black and white.
And that sense
Okay.
of control.
Of course. How else? How else? All right. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this segment. Thank you guys for the comments. Please keep them on. If you guys want me to do more of these type of segments, please press 5 so I would know. And tomorrow, I will try to hit you guys with some celebrity hot topics to see how that would try out. All right. I love you guys. I thank y'all so much for the support, the likes. And now we can just turn it over just to talk whatever you guys want to talk about. I'm going to be looking in the comments section, just answering different people. And I'm just going to open it up right now. So, Miss Harris, anything you want to say or talk about?
No, I just want to say thank you so much for hitting these types of topics. Like, keep those types of topics coming. I understand everyday life, and we do need some things that'll, make us laugh and giggle. But when it comes to the severity of what's going on in America right now, we need to have these conversations. We need to have these open dialogues, because, you know, a lot of people are, they're so brainwashed, on the foolishness, that they can't tap into what's really going on, what's really making this
I
world
think,
go
Miss Harris,
around.
you have to realize it's by design. It's by design that they are brainwashed. It's that by design that it's so many distractions. So you can't
Mhm.
see exactly the play. You can't see
Mhm.
what's going on. It's
Mhm.
going to take some time before they're going to take away the distractions. As soon as they can really control the masses, then that's when you see they take away the distractions, because now we have majority that's like-minded, and I can get you to focus up. Now it's going to become a brainwash the whole nation. Okay. And
Yeah.
we're going to get serious. No distractions. Focus my hand and follow me. Don't ask me no questions. Follow.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, you done ran my blood pressure up for the night. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna keep listening. But baby, you done took me down and through there. I ain't lying to you. You tore my nerves
We
up.
can do another round. You want to do another round of role play? What's up?
We can do another round of role play. Now I don't know how it's gonna work out for you the second half, Gigi. It's gonna work out.
Hey, listen, how can you call in? At the chat, at the top of the chat, you'll see a call in. Hit that link and come up here on live stream, and that's how you can come in. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna be a white man, And I guess you're gonna be a black man or a black woman.
Ooh, I think I'm gonna take the black woman role.
All right, be a black woman. I'm a white man. Let's go.
Go ahead, get started.
Um. Okay, so let's talk about this. See, okay, another thing too, I have to realize, Miss Harris, is sometimes people they get so confused when I role play, and I'm like,
Mhm.
do role play is it helping me or hurting me? Because
It's not hurting you. It's
uh,
not hurting you
hold on,
because people really
listen
need to
in,
understand.
listen in. Some people do, but when some people they hear my role play and they're like, "Oh my God, I can't stand what you said." It's almost like when you see an actress play a role and then you can't get that role out of your head and you associate them in that role and you just can't get it out. That's why they do typecast, because
Mhm.
when you sell a product to someone and they buy into it, it's kind of hard to see them outside of that. And I do notice that sometimes in the past when I've done it, I feel like it have harmed me more than good, because when people see and hear something come out your mouth and it's so real to them, they can't see you outside of that, or they don't, So yeah, can we
But
switch?
at the end,
How about you be the white man and I'll be the black woman? Okay.
oh, I don't want to. I don't want to be that. I don't. wanna be- I don't. I don't. I don't want to be that because I just don't understand that. So I don't want. I can't even fathom. Like how you gave your dialogue and how it was so free flowing. Like I wouldn't even know where to start. Like I'm so black that I wouldn't even know where to start. What
Mm,
you did was amazing because I wouldn't have been able to do that.
okay. All
I
right. Well,
wouldn't have.
I try to give it another go as a white man. Okay, but please, you guys, don't hold it
Yeah,
too.
don't hold it against her. It's just role
Yeah,
playing.
yeah, and just know I'm on your side. I'm for community. I got your back. Okay, all right. So you say you want me to start off? Um,
Yeah, go ahead, get started.
okay. I want the best for you, and I want you to know that. And I know you live a very hard life, and how this world is set up, and how America is set up right now. I know that you're frustrated and it has to be confusion, but you have to realize we're trying to get this country together so you can have a more feminine, peaceful life. And that's what you deserve. Every one of you women out here, you deserve to live in femininity, to live with no worry and just have to nurture your kids. Isn't that what you want?
Okay, well, let me ask you a question, sir. If you set it up for my family to be broken down like a shotgun, and for the men to be taken out of the house, and for you to come to the house and take my
I
wife
have to stop
or
right
my
there. I have to stop right there. I have nothing to do with that. You're talking about some things that happened a long time ago, and I'm with you, sister. The things that those people did a long time ago, that was horrific. That is not Christian like. That is so un-American. And I'm with you with that one. And you have to believe that.
yeah, I don't have to believe that. We're gonna stop you right there.
Okay.
Um,
It's
and
no need
what
for
is
you
your
to be
what is your definition of Christianity, sir?
It's just believing in God, putting God first. It's God, then it's country and family.
Okay,
So
but is it believing in God at your own selfish gain?
no, it's about all of us. God has a plan for everybody. God has a purpose for you, my sister.
Well,
And
first off, I'm not your sister. We're gonna start there.
you know what? I love you regardless. You are my sister in Christ. We are all brothers and sisters in Christ. I don't see color. You understand that? Because God doesn't see color. God see all of us as his kids. And that is what I want to push. I love
Okay,
you. You
you
are
love.
Yes, I love you. I love everyone. You are
But
all
you want to make America great again. What does making America great again mean?
bringing Bible back into the schools, bringing Christ back into our lives. We have lost. We have all this foolishness, the heathens running around here, making a muck, causing so much confusion, breaking up families. It's so much distractions. We are truly on the devil's playground. And I want to bring common sense back. I want to bring family back where you don't have to stress and worry. All you have to do is just nurture your kids. Don't you deserve that where you can just sit at home and nurture your kids and love on your kids?
Well, how is it that you want me to sit home and nurture my kids? If I'm sitting at home and I'm nurturing my kids, then who is going to put food on the table?
That's a good question. Your husband. We have
Okay, so what if I don't have a husband?
Excuse me, ma'am, please don't interrupt me. But we have
Uh-oh.
to put men back in the working place. We have to bring masculinity back into America because it has gone so far. And when you bring men and you bring masculinity back, that's what God's want. God wanted man to lead. So it's his will, and we have gotten so far away from that, and that's why things are so chaotic now, because we have femininity, and the man have left his post, and the women are struggling trying to do a man's job, and they can never. So we have
Okay,
to do some things to put the man back in the workplace to be a provider. We have to push that, because if we don't, Satan is going to push his agenda. And that's not, how's that been working out for you? Not good.
okay, so explain this to me with all these private jails, right? Things have been put into place where a lot of men can't get jobs because they have felonies, falling off the shoulders of the things that the Caucasian have put in place to keep them down and their foot on their necks. So I just want to know, how do you go about doing that since you know everything?
Well, I don't
What
know
are
it.
you willing to do?
I
What are
don't know.
you willing to do as uh what do you call it, MAGA, make America great again, since that's your thing? um what are you planning to do to bring these black men back into these black homes so we can have a black family and we could rise above like we did, you know, centuries before or decades before, where you had a black man and a black woman in the house and they're trying to raise their children and, you know, be the quintessential American and have that white picket fence? Because the last time I, visited the situation, when we had those things were taken away. And this is not anything that comes from your ancestors, because this was right here in the 1900s, in the 1960s, and the 1950s, when we had our own things and we had our own businesses and,
Okay,
you
ma'am,
know,
ma'am, I'm going to interrupt you right here. It's getting
mm,
long-winded, and I think we're losing our track. But let me tell you the plan that we
oh,
do have, to get black men back in the household being the leaders. It starts with the child. We have to dismantle education, and with that, we can rebuild that structure, because when we do that, we can teach these young boys how to be the provider, how to pick up trades. I believe that young boys, they should learn how to be plumbers. They should learn how to build houses. They should learn about electricity, just not the stuff, the bull crap that they're teaching. I mean, what are we teaching now? Gender and sex? Why are we bringing sex and gender into our schools? It has lost its way. So we will bring boys to be men, and know that. And we will bring women. Nowadays, women don't even know how to cook. Women
mm,
are losing their way, not being nurturers. I mean, God gave you a purpose to nurture, you know? So we do want to bring those culinary skills back into the schools where, young girls are being raised to be young women,
Okay, so why were those things taken from the schools in the first place? Because
I
we don't have recreation centers anymore in the inner city of the Black communities. We don't have anywhere where these babies can go after school. Because I remember when I was a young kid, we had home economics after school at the recreation center.
well,
We
that's what
had
we're
Youth
talking
United
about.
for Success. But how did it stop?
You know what, ma'am? I can't go in the past, but we want to learn about the future. We want to
No,
focus.
no, 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 no. We're not going to spin your narrative. No, 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 no. Because if you know everything, because that's what I feel like, you know everything. So then, if you know everything, then I need the answers for the
Ma'am,
questions that I'm asking. Because
ma'am,
you want me to hear what you want me to hear. Tell me what it is that I want to know. Because
ma'am,
you don't hold the floor and you don't dictate anything.
ma'am, can you please watch your tone?
Oh,
And that is the thing that we're talking about. See, if you had a husband in the household, you would know how to talk like a lady. But all
oh,
this
so the man dictates how a woman speaks. It's a
yes,
man's world.
you are a reflection of your husband.
Well,
How
sweetie, you wouldn't be able to breathe, shit, shower, nor shave without a woman. One man. The
that's
house doesn't run smoothly without a woman.
that's not in the
The
Bible.
kids don't get nurtured without a woman.
Okay,
You get to go to work and do manly things, but at the end of the day, it's still a woman that runs that household. We still go to work every day. We still
and this is a problem with America, where these women are getting so aggressive, they're getting besides themselves, and they want to be the leaders. In the Bible, it does not say that. It says men will have dominion over everything. I mean, we have learned this from Eve eating the apple, being disobedient not just to God, but to the man itself, and pushing Adam to follow suit. And that is how we get to this destruction. We have to bring America back. We have to bring Christ back, because this right here is just not it. What are you teaching little girls? What are you teaching little boys? I mean, it's a bunch of confusion. And I just had to cut her off. I'm so sorry, you guys. And yes, this is a skit. This is a skit, okay? This is a skit, y'all. This is a skit, okay? This is a skit, all right? I'm playing. That's not how I feel. This is a skit. Did I do a good job? Press 12 if I did a good job. But I'm scared to do. I told you guys I'm scared to do skits because you guys believe me so much, and I don't want to. I don't want anyone to take that. That's how I really feel, you know. But Go said, is it playing a God-fearing mega? Yeah, I was playing a God-fearing mega, but I was playing a white man. I was playing a white man. Okay. I was playing a white man. Mia said, I'm late. I was about to say, why did you talk like a robot? I was talking like I had common sense and I was being logical, Um, yeah, because men don't show, they're not going to get emotional because that's a woman's trait, right? And when you having an argument and you hear these women getting all yelling and crazy, that is that's what women are. They're very emotional. So you still have to be logical. You can't lose yourself as a man to get emotional with them, because then you're showing femininity traits, and that's becoming a confusion. If you're both emotional, then who is the woman? Men have always been logical. Women are emotional. That is tradition. That is how we've been taught, right? Right. Okay. I'm rolling. That voice again. But when I'm playing that character, you know, that when I'm playing different character, different voices come out, you know. It's just that's just how it goes. I'm sorry. Okay. Miss Harris, and I see you, Henry. I'm gonna bring you up. Miss Harris, are you
Yeah,
there? Yes.
I'm in here. With it being a skit, I think a lot of people, if people feel some type of way, it's because it's the realization of really what's going on, right? And you are right. Men are supposed to be calm, cool, and collect, and women are, emotional. So they say.
Which is bull.
Hindsight,
It's
yeah,
bull. Time out.
hindsight. Men are more emotional than women are. Most of them.
Yes, yeah, especially in this day and age, it's bull crap. It's what is propaganda that has been pushed because in American history, women were seen as unintelligent. And
Yeah.
that is a lie. Everything that's historical, everything that's tradition, a lot of it has been a lie. They have taught that women are dumb. They're only good
Yep.
for being pregnant. That is the only purpose.
Barefoot and pregnant.
They didn't allow women to read books. They didn't allow women to go into the libraries. They didn't see it as purposeful. But look at women now. They're the most intelligent, especially black
Yep.
women. Nobody can take
And
that
it's
away from
intimidating.
a God-given gift. Yes, because it
It's
makes all
intimidating.
wrong. It makes everything that they have been taught wrong. And people don't like to be wrong. They will rather take you out of here than face that they are wrong. They don't want to be accountable, you know. But you guys, I am an actress. I do love role playing, you know. So please don't take it to heart. I know some of you guys. Well, I've gotten in trouble before with role playing, you know, especially when I switch sides. I think that if
Wait.
I stay to role play on one side, it would be better for my brand. But because I switch, people don't like that switch. Could you imagine if Candace Owens role played like she was a Democrat and role played that she was for equality? People would be sick to their stomach because that's not her brand. So they're like, what the fuck are you doing? I can't believe you even said that. And you sound so convincing, Candace. It would mess up her brand. So that's why I say, you know, I don't know if I should role play against my own beliefs because it starts to be confusing. And then people that like and hear what I say when I role play, they actually really believe that that's who I am. And then they subscribe and they expect that type of speech. So I have to be careful when role playing, you know. But
Yeah.
I do like playing both sides. Honestly, I do. But you know, sometimes it can mess me up because it messed me up before. So Miss Harris, stay right there. Hey Henry, how you doing?
I'm
Oh,
good. How
that's
you
cool. I
doing?
see you. Good. How you doing, baby? So
I'm good, sugar.
thoughts about everything right now is just more open panel. We started off talking about the 19-year-old boy twins, but what do you want to talk about? What's on your mind?
No, all I gotta say is I want to start with your ass definitely did an amazing job. So you need to be in somebody's movie if you haven't already did it, or you need to play somebody's role
Thank
because you
you.
convinced the fuck out of me.
So what part was convincing and when did you come in? What were your thoughts?
I only been watching now for probably I came in right before y'all was talking about education, and because I was watching Paperclip because he did a public viewing of Angie, so I know you're not on Angie tonight, but she was beautiful. Unfortunately, despite the circumstances, she was very beautiful. But but yeah, so when you were talking about the education part, and I was like, I used to be a former educator, so I already know that education is fucked up. But yeah, you convinced me, so I'm gonna leave it right there. You definitely convinced me. I didn't
God.
know you was playing a role.
Yeah, I was just playing a role, you know.
Yeah.
Role was me playing a white man. I was playing a white man that was a mega supporter, and I was explaining to Miss Harris, she was playing a black woman. I guess her objective, let me bring it. Miss Harris, what was your objective in the role play?
My objective really was, you know, how, like you said, you played the hell out of that role. And the objective of that role was to really see the flip side of if people really
Miss Harris, I don't know what happened. And Shelly Boo, where are you, Shelly? I thought I had you, Shelly. Where are you, Shelly? All right. And do you guys want me to talk about Angie Stone again tomorrow? If you guys want me to talk about Angie Stone again tomorrow, please press 7. All right. So yeah. All right. They were taken from the airport. All right. If they were taken from the airport, that's not what the reports are saying. But if they were taken from the airports, then where are their luggage? Because in the car, it was no luggage there. Okay. And their car was outside the mountain. So what do you mean that they were taken? Where are you getting your information from? Okay. Let me know where you're getting your information from. All right. So you guys want me to talk about Angie tomorrow? Okay. So tomorrow live, I will go back and talk about Angie. All right. I see a lot of 7s. All right. Miss Harris, are you gone? You're still gone? I think Miss Harris is still gone. Okay. So anything else you guys want to say or bring up, or any other role plays or skits you want me to do? You guys let me know. Comment right now. All right. I'm looking in the comment section. All right. Yeah. Well, let me bring up Henry. So, Henry, any other information did you find out about Angie? Because I know you've been on Angie, watching out for news that's about Angie.
Nothing major. Now, of course, it's the blame is still being pointed to the driver, Lethal, but I will say it was just, I don't want to say comforting because I don't want to sound like I'm happy she gone because I'm not. But she just looked very peaceful. She was actually smiling in the casket.
Yeah,
And
that's what they made her look like. That's what they made her look like, Henry.
you think so?
I mean, that. Do you think she was smiling when she died, Henry?
Well, definitely not smiling when you die, but
Okay, so therefore,
see,
Henry, then the people have to make her look nice. I mean, and they did a good job. But
well,
I
the reason why I say that is because
so
I've had family members that have passed with a smile on their face, and the mortician always say, we can't do that. We can't put a smile on her face. So, I don't know how she ended up out of here. I doubt it was in the truck. I mean, in the van or whatnot. I would just say she was just beautiful in the way she was laid in, unfortunately. But I'm gonna definitely still miss her, and we'll go back to it tomorrow. I know you didn't
yeah,
dedicate your night to this, so
yeah.
I ain't want to bring it up too much.
Well, you did, Henry. But
Oh
I'm
well,
gonna Magic. That's my girl.
GG, my baby.
Yeah. Now this is a person I feel like she would do great in role playing.
Yes, I am. I really am. I got some hidden gems deep inside. I
I
let them
like
out once in a while to captivate the audience. But yeah, I do. I have them all hidden inside. I'm going to tell you my analogy from the twins, right? Let's just take a trip down memory lane. I feel that they missed their flight, and then they were redirected to go somewhere else, possibly to get a hotel for the night, to catch a flight the next day, something like that. Maybe they didn't have a certain where even if your flight were to get canceled, if you didn't have like extra security on that ticket, then you would have to reschedule it or whatever. They can't like comp you and grant you where you could just take the next one out. And they probably were like, you know what? You can't stay in a hotel. You can't stay at the airport, but we can redirect you to a place where you could stay. So they were on their way to somewhere where they were staying. They probably most likely were redirected. They couldn't stay at the airport. They needed to go somewhere to get to a hotel. Whoever redirected them contacted their people, and they probably most likely stopped them in transit on the road.
Harris. I mean, Miss Magic. I want to argue that because I can't see that happening. Well, once you miss your flight, you're going to get a new ticket. I missed plenty of flights. They're going to give you a new ticket. We would have notified that.
If it doesn't have insurance, if it has insurance, yes. But what if their flights didn't have insurance? That's what I was trying to
So
say.
you're saying
If
that
your
they had a,
flight doesn't have insurance, you cannot automatically get another one. You would have to repurchase another one.
but you're going to repurchase another one if you're at the airport. You're going to do it
But
at
did
the
they do that? We don't know this.
yeah. But if they wanted to fly out, why wouldn't they? If
But how
I
do they get
this
outside of the airport?
Well, first, one thing's first. I don't even think they went to the airport yet because there was no luggage in their car. So I feel
Oh,
like they were kidnapped from where they were in their around Lawrenceville. That's where they live. And they were kidnapped up to these mountains. The mountain is 2 hours and 15 minutes away from the airport. The
oh, I
mountain
didn't know that.
hours away from their home. The mountain is in a sundown town. The mountain is in a mega country, a town. The mountain is 95% is clear people that is mega.
But I thought they went to the airport and they missed their flight.
No, they were supposed to go to the airport because they had a flight. They were going to the airport because they had a flight. They never even made it to pack a bag to put it in the car.
So that means somebody got them in transit.
Yeah, they got them before they were starting transit.
Yes, they got them, but where did they pick these? Where did they get them from? There's no cameras or anything?
Not that we know of. I feel like they got them from their house. I feel like it was someone that knew who they were. They were targeted. Either association of who told us, or it was one of your associates. And I feel like it's a group of them. I feel like once they got them kidnapped in their own car, they took them to this location and they had their people, the K's, they're waiting for them on that goddamn mountain to do the demonic ritual that they have been doing, that they have known to be doing with Black people on a cross. Instead, they didn't
Yep,
use the cross because if they used the cross, then they would make it obvious. So now they're doing
you're
some new,
right.
and they did the
You're right.
pow, both of them. And then the police in those towns, they look out for each other. They have
They
each other
do.
back. You cannot go into that town and that county to do no investigation work. They're going to make it hard as hell for you. They all believe in the same. And then you had a firefighter, which is a clear man up in his 30s and 40s, 50s. I don't know how old he is. I just know he's grown and he's a fighter. You would think he has the heart to save lives, but maybe not our lives, because in history they see our lives as more animalistic. He took a
Yeah.
picture of the twins and then he posted on the internet to make a spectacle. That's what he did. And they have always taken their kills of animals and then posted it on their walls or posted on the internet to say, hey, look at this. So he was arrested, but he's out on bond. And I don't think that arrest matters to their kind because they're willing to make the sacrifice to do what they want to do. And he's out on bond. They're probably giving him a goddamn party for taking the pictures and showing, because that's how much they have hate. And that's how much they don't see us as human either. They never have. We have to fight to see, for us to be seen in their eyes as another human.
This is diabolical and it's sinister and it's really demonic on every level that I could think of. I feel that us as our own, people, we need to train our kids the same way that they train their kids. And that's basically that you have to protect yourself by all means necessary. We have to raise our family, our nephews, our nieces, that it's a possibility that that person right there is your enemy, and we have history. We have to let them know. We cannot walk them into a burning building or into a burning situation where they're thinking that this person could possibly be a friend. History has proven over and over again, and it's repeating itself, because I am finding all of these sinister unalivings with our people. And this is it's been happening since the last 7-8 years. I mean, we could talk about stuff now that we have the Trump card in the house, but it's been happening since the OBM, it has been in the building. That's when the ante went up, because they started rounding up our younger teenage boys, putting labels on them saying that they're gangsters, and they were taking them out of their mother's homes and the projects in New York City, linking, putting these metal links on their arms and taking them out by the dozens. When does this end? And if they did get him from the home, yeah, if they did get him from the home, I mean, I would love to believe that somebody in that neighborhood has cameras.
Depends on what type of neighborhood they were in. If they're in a neighborhood with a strict HOAs, possibly. But if they're not in a neighborhood of HOAs and people mind their business, Magic. If you have kids, or even you, let's use you, Magic. If I'm an associate of yours and I'm in your home, and then I just pull out a pile on you, Magic, and I say, get your ass in the car. Come on. And I know you, Magic. I know you don't have a pile on you. I know you scary. Let's just say you're scary, even though you're not, Magic. Let's just say you're scary. You're a 19-year-old. You're headed to college. You think everybody is nice and friendly, and you're naive.
Yeah, it's a possibility that they can get you. They will get you.
Get your ass in the car. Come on.
Yeah.
Drive this way. Drive that way. Keep going.
You're right.
Keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 hours. Did they stop for gas? I mean, that's a long travel, Magic. Most likely. I don't know. But did they stop for gas? Isn't that a good question, Magic?
You're right. Unless they had a full tank and they had it premeditated what they were going to do before they got them.
Right. And the thing is, okay, they were prepared to go, or they were trying to prepare to get to the airport. Do they usually take their cars to the airport, or do they usually get Ubers to the airport?
You're right.
That's something for the mom. I would have to ask the mom that. I would say, Mom, your family, do you guys usually take Ubers, or you guys take your own cars to the airport? I don't know. It was a rumor that the Uber people did it, but the reports never said nothing about an Uber. That is just speculation. And I think if it was an Uber, we would have known the Uber name, at least, I would think. And then the Uber traveling 2 hours out there. Yeah, that's not normal for fucking Uber. Okay.
No.
To be traveling all the way to a sundown town. And then you got to think for the Uber. When you get there, who's going to want an Uber back?
But don't they? I mean,
if I was
when you have an Uber account,
fun fact,
your credit card information is attached to that, so they will be able to see who account was attached to that Uber and who the driver was.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there's so many missing pieces from this story, and I'm hoping that his family is not down with the Eastern Stars, and they're not down with whatever, because there's so many missing links and pieces that has not been said. So there are questions that has not been answered on how did they, when they were on their travel, what intercepted them from missing their flight? Something happened. So you mean there was no family member around? It was just them two.
Yeah, it was.
Where was everybody else at?
They were kidnapped. I feel like they were kidnapped. Now you
from their home?
I don't know exactly where. I can't tell you that. I just feel like they were kidnapped.
I believe that too. I believe it too in my spirit. I believe it.
2 hours from their home,
yeah.
When they never had a history of driving up there. They don't know shit about that place. Magic. If they told me that you unalived yourself in a mega town 3 hours away from your home, do you want me to believe that?
Hell no. Because what am I doing 3 hours away from home? And I'm damn sure not going to go to no sundown town. Just because they took the sides down, we can't see them. But when I see people, when I see them looking like this with 3 eyes, and they talking about where we're going to, I know they inbred. And I ain't going nowhere over there, because that reminds me of that movie called The Hills Have Eyes. I never forgot that since I was young, and they made a part 2. No, I don't think so. Because I know the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, he's somewhere waiting to get me. I'm not going. Don't believe it, Gigi.
I'm not going to believe it. And, these boys, they don't go hiking. They don't go on mountains. It's so bizarre They were kidnapped. All signs point they were kidnapped, but the police is going to cover up because, the police is part of them. And you know what police were created for back in history. And I know
Uh,
it's been going on. Yes, it has, but they're getting emboldened. They want to take back their country.
mhm. Well, steal it away from ours, our ancestors that were born here, that was on this land. Because the indigenous people from this country, America, they were, let me tell you something, Gigi, I'm going to drop a jewel for you tonight. You're going to love this one. The indigenous people from America were black and they were Indians and they were black. And guess what? I had a chance 2 times to see. His name is called Eagle Eye. He's the chief of the Choctaw. He's a part of the Choctaw in another nation. You could chime, but they're out of Long Island. I met him twice. He drove me out there. I promise you, with 2 other people, with his nephew and with another woman, he drove us out there. When you see the black Indians come out, I'm telling you, if I felt like he took me into another dimension. I saw the graveyard. I saw all of I was on the reservation. I saw everything. I have all the pictures, so I could send that to you so you could see it. He told me the history, the story, said that they were all in Long Island. They were here. They were in Miami. He told me how they pushed them out when they came here. They tricked them. They poisoned them. He told me every single thing. He showed me everything that they built. Do you know they're still trying to tear down the monuments and stuff that they're building? He said that the government has a treaty with them. They give them $10,000 a month when they go to high school. That's what they give to them, the original black, but they tell them do not mix with the ones here in the tri-state areas, because they don't want them to know the truth, because the history books are lies. So they have a separate treaty with them, and they have a different history with us. So they don't want us to know, or the people here in New York and Florida, whatever, that they got them all up there where they have them on the reservations. They're there. The burial grounds are there. I took pictures, but you know what they did? They gave them so much money, and what you see them disrespecting the headdress. They turned the headdress and made it look like marijuana leaves coming out. So they have them out there secluded by themselves. And you have all these, the gas out there is good. So if you're anywhere out there in Long Island, that part of town, your gas is very low. But they have them under a spell. They have homes, they have the reservations, but they don't leave and they don't interact with the African Americans that are here in these other states to tell the true story of what happened, because the government is paying them off money to keep them quiet. This is deep. When I saw them and I saw their cheekbones, they thought I was Indian. I said, I'm West Indian, but I am Indian. You can see it you can see the features, and I'm Nigerian as well. But I know my history. And they want to take us all out.
I love Magic. Magic, I just want to say you remind me of my family. Like you're
Oh,
like I have family members that's every time I look at you and I hear you talk, I'm reminded of some of my family members that I love dearly. So I love you, Magic. Magic, I would love to role play with you. I want to be the
yeah,
white
we can do it.
Indian or whoever. But you try to paint us Americans, and believe me, I am American. My ancestors. A role play alert, y'all. Moderators put that role play alert, role play. Okay. You have to understand. I am America DNA. You are on America. We conquer those individuals. And the reason why we conquer them, because God allowed it. God moved in us. Okay. So when you say things and you're trying to put this poison like we are bad and we should suffer for our ancestors, you are being un-American. You're trying to divide us. And that's not what we need in the future. We need to come together as one America.
We do. And what I can tell you also is that we have so many different colors. This is the beautiful thing about us.
Right.
We have so many different colors. We have so many different features. What I tell you, people from our nations, never forget who you are. Remember, when you look at that rainbow,
When you look at it in the sky and a feather appears out of nowhere, that eagle is ours because that eagle shows the strength. We rise high. Don't ever forget. Shut up. Never forget our nation.
And
We
see,
are
that's
one.
what we don't want in our America. You guys, this is important. And you see how magic is behaving. This is what they want to push in the schools. They want to take English out and place it with this type of rhetoric in Spanish. Everybody should be speaking English here, and
Mhm.
we have to bring common sense back. I don't think Magic know I'm role playing.
We do have to bring them back. I've seen so many monuments our people have done. They've left us the
Come on.
information.
You supposed to go against me. You
Oh, I'm supposed to go against you. Oh no, we can't do that. We need español in the school. Yo
never
como se llama?
mind. Magic, let's leave it alone. Magic.
I'll
Uh,
try the next time. We gotta do it. We gotta do something back for. We do something offline. We practice. We come back.
we in practice. But Shelly, are you here? Shelly? Okay, Shelly.
Her mic is off. Her mic is off.
Shelly, can you unmute your mic? Miss Harris, how you doing?
Shell, hey Magic City, how you doing, honey?
Hi.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Gigi done had my panties in a bunch for about 2 hours. I've been stressed out. She role played with me, and I could feel the skin peeling off my face. But when you said to your point, Magic, when you said that the Indians it's crazy because today I was watching something on YouTube. I don't know, it's so many things on TV, but I be stuck on YouTube. But it was a guy, and he was talking about it was a massacre in Brooklyn back in the 80s, but he went back to the 1600s, and he was saying how the Indians had came in the 1600s, and they were actually the first ones in New York City, and then the Europeans came. And when the Europeans came, they tried to work together for a long time until they devised a plan on how they were going to take them out in reference to war and things like that. But I used to work for INS and the government as well. And I know for a fact when other nationalities come over here to the United States, they have a meeting with them. And they let them know, in order for you to stay here, and for you to sustain, and for you to survive, we don't need you integrating with the Negro. We'll give you what you need. That's how they get all that money. That's how they open those businesses. And that's how we're being degraded the way that we are by other civilizations. Well, not civilizations, but other nationalizations. Because if you think about it, when you see, you know, Vietnamese people, they come over here, they don't want any dealings with us. Not saying everybody's bad, Gigi, because we had that conversation earlier about the pale people, and all of them aren't bad, but you know my stance and where I come from and how I feel about it. But even with the African people, the actual people who come from the continent of Africa, they really feel like some of them, not all of them. I'm not going to say all of them. People online, I'm not going to say all of them, but a lot of them feel like we are the bottom of the totem pole. It has been etched in their minds that we are the bottom of the totem pole. So you don't associate yourself with the common Negro because they're lazy, they don't know anything, they're ignorant, they're rambunctious, they're violent, and they paint this narrative of us. So we never really get a chance. But because so much money is being streamlined into them, I'm still trying to understand how I was born here and I can't get nothing. I'm a double minority and I can't get nothing. I have a small business, and if I want something, I got to do a pitch competition. I got to go out for an SBA loan. I got to go out for a grant. And it's so many hoops that I have to jump through before I can get what I need, that most people would just throw their hands up and say, I'm just going to throw my money into it.
And even if I throw my money into it, when it comes to things like business credit or credit in general, when you're attaching my social security number to something in the regular world, that's just like when we fill out applications and it's asking us, are you Black? Are you non-Hispanic? I'm just trying to understand what that got to do with anything, but I know it has to do with everything.
Why? Who cares if you're Black, Hispanic? It doesn't matter.
Here she go. Here she go. Gigi.
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to sum it up because I know why. Because I found out a lot of information that I would have not have known had I not met this man, Eagle Eye, and I met him twice. They already have a treaty with them. The original Aboriginal Black Indians, they have a treaty with them. They have them separated and segregated in these states, okay, away from us, because they know the true history and we know his story, which is the man story. In order for them to keep getting these government stipends and all this money, when their children get to high school, they get them $10,000 a month every year. We didn't know about anything about that. I just found that out recently this summer.
Ooh, well, Magic, I thank you so much for telling us this information, to keeping our eyes open on the prize, because this is disgusting that they are purposely trying, or they're not trying, they're succeeding and just making everybody have a dislike for us. And I know you guys say we are not our ancestors and they're not their ancestors either. So
this is intentional, Gigi. It's intentional. This Indian man, I was privy to this, and I promise you, I have all the pictures that I took. I took videos, and I said, "Why me? Why did the universe allow me to get this information?" I said, "I'm gonna get it out." Because I'm telling you, he drove me into another dimension. I felt like I entered another dimension in this part of Long Island that I never even heard of. I never even knew existed. I saw the burial grounds. I saw the Indian names in its true essence. And then when I saw the Black Indians, they were hiding from me. And I was like, no, I have to see them. Why are they running and hiding? Because they don't want to associate with us, because they're scared of the government. Because if they associated with us, it's been embedded into their minds that they're going to lose everything. And they're scared because they're traumatized too. But then guess who I see there? I see these people there walking around on their reservations and doing business with them. And, you know, having these gas stations, their gas stations is very dirt cheap for gas. They have their marijuana. They have all different types of things going on there that I don't approve of. But it's just like when they gave them the smallpox and gave them the alcohol, and they put them into that state of mind where they were able to take over. It's the same thing. But these generations that are up there, what I discovered, Gigi, and I'm telling you, it's going to rock your mind. Okay, so let's look at all the states, right? Let's look at all the states in New York City. You would have the majority of African-American people saying they don't know where they come from. I know. They also say we can't trace ourselves back. And guess what? I know why. You know why? Because they didn't come from Africa. Their family was already here. And what they did was they assassinated them, annihilated them. They did whatever they did with them, and they spread them out. So if they want to find these African Americans that are here in all these states that they call themselves, they say that to call them African American, which they're not. They are the Indigenous Indians of America. Guess where their ancestors are? Guess where their information is? It's in the museums, and it's all around these states. It's just hidden. It's hidden. They're not from Africa. Their ancestors are from here. So if you go back 3 and 4, let's go back 2 and 3 generations. Let's go back to the grandparents, the great-grandparents, and the great-grands. You know where they got them at? On the reservation still. They got them there still. They just changed the names. They changed the names around. They also interbred with them to change their color. But if any want to know where, if any African American want to know where they came from and where their great ancestors are now, they are still here. They just have them all over, mixed up all over the states. You can't find them. They intentionally did that, but they're there. And then your ancestors are scared to integrate with you because they already have the terror passed down from them, and they can't connect because they feel the brutality. They're gonna lose it all. They remember the trails of tears. They remember everything. So let me put this in layman terms. An African American that's here in New York City that say to themselves, I can't trace myself back. I don't know where my great grandfather or great grandmother is. Guess what? They are here. And the majority of them they're on reservations and you don't even know. And they intentionally disconnected you from that history so that you'll never know that your relatives are here.
I'm looking at the chat, and Ram Richard, he said, we are not the minority. He said, we're not the minority. We're 13% and we're under a spell. We're definitely not the minority. We're the majority. They want us to believe that we're the minority. We're definitely not the minority. And then Elizabeth Love says, Blacks can cure with the consciousness, recognize boulets. Absolutely. Absolutely. We do have to recognize the boulets and the things, that go on behind the scenes of these different organizations and
The
things.
boulet is the hidden hand. They're
Yeah.
the hidden hand for our people that want to keep us into this mental state of illusion. They want to keep us into this mental state of everybody's from Africa, which everybody's not.
No, they're not.
The blacks, the blacks here in America, their ancestors are still alive. They just separated them and spread them everywhere. And they are scared to come to tell the truth. They're all over
everywhere. We are everywhere, Magic. We're in China. We have Black Chinese.
That's why the books are called his story.
Yeah,
because wherever they go, they tell their own story.
Yeah.
And they have our people so traumatized. Why do you think? I mean, I don't know when you found out about it. I found out about, the Black Wall Street as an adult. I found out about this like 4 or 5 years ago. They didn't teach this when I was going to school.
No, now for me, they didn't teach it when I was going to school, but my family's from the South. And I have a family of entrepreneurs that are from North Carolina. So when they have Black Wall Street in Durham, I have family from Arkansas, Black Wall Street from there. So, I'm real nosy, and I've always been one, that's been a stickler of history. It does something for me. And me and Gigi and Puzzle, we were talking last night, and I was telling them, because I don't want to write papers, that's probably why I never went back to college, because I hated it, right? But if I did it now, it would be a personal accomplishment. But that would be my first major. It would be African American history.
Well, I can tell you this. Stuff. I love to write. I'm actually in college now. I'm about to finish soon my MBA. So I love to write. So if you give me
some of that on me,
I'm trying to put it together, baby, because we need to know, because we don't know nothing about that in New York. Never heard of it. Never heard of a lot of stuff in the South. We're disconnected. They didn't teach us about all the states. They didn't even teach us that Africa was a continent. They told us it was a country. Like wow. I could really drop some really bombs on you and really have your mind discombobulated. We knew nothing about Atlanta, nothing about the South. We knew nothing about none of that. They kept us in a bubble intentionally on purpose.
And you know what else? Have you ever heard of the $5 Indian?
Yes, I've heard about that. That's the imitation one.
Yeah, that's the pale people who paid $5 to put their names on the Indian registries so they can get the money and they can get the land and they can do all the things that they wanted to do. Yes, Gigi, it's a thing.
And they put on costumes. They did their hair just like this, and they stole everything to imitate.
None of this stuff y'all talking. Keep talking. I ain't never heard of this.
That is very true. I
You got to
actually
see how they're
live across the
disrespecting
street
the heads
from
up now. For the Indians on the reservation, they are disrespecting them. They got them out there just like they flooded New York City back in the 90s and the 80s with the, the white stuff and the liquid stuff. They're doing that now on the reservations, and they're doing it with, chemicals that they're putting into these bushes, and they're making it like it's a marijuana leaf coming out of the head bush. It's bad. And Eagle Eye said he couldn't stand it. He said, my young people, my Indians, they better wake up, because if they don't wake up in this generation, they're going to wipe us out. He said it. He has a book on Amazon called Eagle Eye. And just look at my face, because I said he looked like an ancestor of mine, because we look so much alike. The olive color skin, the high cheekbones is called Eagle Eye. And he, in his documentary, in his book, he details and he talks about also how his family was integrated by the man. It's deep. He got pictures and everything.
What were you saying, sir?
no, I was gonna add to the Black Wall Street, because I'm originally from North Carolina, and so there were more Black Wall Streets than Tulsa, Oklahoma. Durham, North Carolina is one that's included, but I wanted to jump on and ditto a lot that you all are saying about us being the original owners of this land, and how we have been manipulated, to believe that majority of us come from Africa, and that is not the truth. There's records out there that show and prove that we are originally from this land. We have to trace our genealogy. We can't rely on DNA tests, simply because in the early 1900s, the U.S. government actually paid a lot of our people to relocate to present day Liberia. It wasn't called Liberia then, but they paid a lot of our people to relocate to the continent of Africa. Hence, some of us do have DNA over there, because our ancestors been traveling this world way before Columbus and his boys came over here and started fucking with us. But
yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you think about Mansa Musa, the richest Black man in the world at that time, he had so much money that he was just going around giving it away because he had so much money. And those are things that a lot of people don't know what's really going on. Like, I feel like if we could go back before slavery, if we could really dig into what happened before slavery, it would break down so many barriers and so many walls that we have up now, because a lot of Black people, the only thing they can go by, because it's been so prevalent, is slavery. But what were we before we were slaves?
But the
That's
thing
the head
is,
of what.
the thing is with slavery was the then term for employment. So if you look through history, a lot of us will find out that majority of us, especially in North and South Carolina, we were actually the employers. We were the slave owners. A lot of them came over here
Yes,
on work contracts and was
yes.
working for a lot of our people. But what happened was they got into the government in Virginia mainly. They got into the government and it spread like wildfire. And they took a lot of our ideas and they wrote laws against us and got us out of place. One of it was we could never call ourselves Indian. We could never refer to ourselves as our native tribe, or they would have hung us from a tree. They would have unalived our people. Just what they doing now. What they're still doing now with the twin boys. They would have unalived our people for calling ourselves by our native tribe. So now we've adopted the term. We went through many terms: Negro, mulatto. We done had Black. We done
Colored.
had African American. We the only people that have been changed so many times, and we don't get shit out the deal. Why?
No,
Because
we
this shit
don't.
is ours. This land is ours. But see, they done tricked us, and they done got us emotionally tied to slavery, and they got us emotionally tied to Africa. And a lot of us don't know shit about Africa. Our ancestors don't know nothing about Africa because we were here.
Okay, can we
And I
go back
honestly
to?
think that would empower our people when we actually learn our true story, and learn that a lot of us was like my fifth generation grandfather was dark as tar, but he owned 5 slaves. Now 2 of them was Black, 3 of them was white, but they was his employees.
And a lot of people
That's
don't
not
know
in the
that.
book. That's not in the books.
No,
It's not in the
it's
book, but
not.
I've never heard of anything like that. Another thing too, let's talk about, remember the what happened in New Orleans? Was it New Orleans when they had when they broke the levees? Can we talk about that for a quick second?
Oh, that was a mess.
Yeah,
Okay, but
but you
guess
said
what?
what's hold on, you said what's not in the books.
That blacks, that they had the slaves, and that it was, you know, white, like the story you just told. I've never read that. We don't know
Well,
about
No, but
any of
it's
again,
that in the
true.
north.
I'm originally from the
It's
South
true.
where
I'm
slavery
from the north.
was,
Well, I
and
moved,
from
my
North
family was in the
Carolina.
north.
In North
But what,
Carolina, like I just said, North Carolina had majority of the black slave owners. If you
so
look
what
at
I'm
history,
saying to you is that what
Graham,
the information
she
that you
just
have there, we don't have it here.
yeah, she's a
It's
Graham.
not, we don't have that here. We know nothing about that. This
Yeah,
is all brand new. And
right?
like
So that's why
that's
I'm
why I
telling
took
you.
you
But
back to say,
what I'm
I'm
telling you
glad you,
is,
okay,
I'm educating you. You said it wasn't on the
thank you.
books
And
Yeah.
because you're
and
there.
I'm absorbing it. But what, let me throw something back your way. Well, everybody's way. When they said the levees broke in the wards, right? Who lived in those wards? Those were Indians.
Indians,
And guess
Indians.
what? They terminated other generations of people. And guess what? So same people in the North could say, I don't know my great grandmother, my great great. Guess what? They could have been right there in the wards. And they're
Yep.
gone now.
Yeah,
That was
and that was
intentional
so sad.
because they're trying to erase the lineage. They're trying to erase
Mhm.
it. They know exactly where to go to target.
Yep.
How
Mhm.
did you know about Lake Lanier? Because I
Yep.
just found that
Yep.
out recently. I knew
Uh
nothing
huh.
Yep.
about
Knowing
Lake
about Lake
Lanier.
Lanier.
Lake Lanier
I
is a
knew
long.
nothing about Lake Lanier, but guess what? Years
Tell it.
ago, they made a movie. Hold on. Hollywood made a movie called Jason. And it
Yeah,
was
that was
based
based
on
on
these
Lake
kids
Lanier.
that went away to camp and they kept drowning and things kept disappearing. And so they were mocking us and playing in our face back in the 80s. Whenever that movie came out, Jason, they were
Yeah.
laughing in our faces because that movie was based on Lake Lanier. We had no idea. Tell me
I
how
think with
sinister these devils are.
I think
They
with
are
Lake
demonic. No.
Lanier, I think Lake Lanier, you can't even go there. Isn't that like
Oh, you
it's
can.
it's
They built an amusement park there, baby. They built
really?
an amusement park there. Yes. Google it. And
I
guess
thought
what?
they had closed it down where you couldn't even get near
No.
the lake
It's
And guess
open.
what? There was a couple that went out on the lake. They went
and
out
they
to go somewhere,
disappeared.
and nope, they got unalive. They didn't find them until weeks later, and that's recently. And that was an African American couple. Another thing too, they built an amusement park on Lake Lanier,
To bring people there.
and they've drowned out our towns. Now it's not only Black Wall
Hmm.
Street; they have systematically drowned out our Black people's towns. So if they're saying that they want to segregate again, oh, we have been down that road so many times. We have.
Well,
And then when our ancestors started to start
in
more,
in my,
they either burned it down or drowned it
in my opinion,
or bombed it.
in my opinion, segregation was best for us anyway.
Baby,
Simply
you better
because
say it.
we owned our own shit. We
Mm-hmm.
fucked ourselves up when we was nice to them and we decided to integrate with them. They gave us this illusion that we needed to integrate with them, and we never did.
I
We
just
never
told
did.
Gigi earlier that you could have left me segregated. I was fine
Yeah,
where
I
I was
don't
at.
want to be segregated. I want to, if I want to go to a certain place, I want to go. I don't want to be
No,
segregated.
I'm good. I'm good with mine. I'm
Well,
good where I'm at. Nah, I'm good. I don't need to go nowhere over there because it ain't
well,
going. It's not gonna hit the same. It's not gonna hit the same for me because I'm not gonna enjoy the food. I don't want to be hearing no barn or music, going no bonfires. I'm not into no like male meetings and eating. Like I'm not. No, I really need to be around my own people and really get
like
the juice.
my great grandmother and my grandmother and them from the South, they told me, man, we rarely saw white people because we had
And then
our own shit in our neighborhood. We had
and you
our
were
own,
redlined though. You were redlined. You knew where you was. It was an invisible.
Already segregated. I don't care if it's segregated. I don't understand. Like, okay, a lot of people are religious. So in
Right.
heaven, you think it's going to be segregated? Okay, the white people over here and the Black people over there. I think I'm not religious, but I think that humans are meant to interact with each other.
Look what you said. You said humans. These are not humans.
Oh,
These are not humans. You said humans because humans. I don't know humans that eat humans.
No, you're right. But I'm just saying that's just how I see it.
I'd
Right.
rather be around
Right.
my own people. I'd rather be around my own
Now,
kind. Going through
now,
history, I'm sorry.
segregate does not mean you don't have to interact with people. When I said segregate, meaning we owned our own shit. We owned
Yeah.
our own.
Yeah,
We was in our own
That dollar
neighborhoods.
circulated
We
at
had
our
fact.
our own
community.
businesses. We didn't need them for
Yep.
shit. We had our own black banks in Winston-Salem,
And
North
they got
Carolina.
jealous.
In Winston-Salem, North Carolina, they had the first black bus line. Durham, North
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Carolina, the first black bank. We was the
yep,
first
Yeah.
black Wall Street before
Yeah.
Tulsa, to
yep.
be honest.
Yeah.
So to be honest, when we had our own shit, we was better off. Now that didn't mean our people wasn't still interacting with them. We
You're
were.
right.
It's just the fact that they gave us this illusion that we needed to integrate and come into their
Nope,
systems. We needed to be in their schools. We needed to be
nope.
in their banks. No, they did that because we
To
are
infiltrate.
to infiltrate, and because they wanted our money. We are
Yep.
the
Mm-hmm. Come
consumers.
on.
So they wanted us to join their economy because our economy was
Was
way
booming.
more rich than
Booming.
but
Look,
out
let
here in
me say this.
Oklahoma, out here in Oklahoma, before they did what they did to these black people, they had black oil owners that drilled and sold oil and was rich. So they took a lot of our people land. Well, how? Charging white people $5 to move on reservation. I live in Oklahoma now. I got a set across the street from me. They got Cherokee on the back of their car, and they white hair, blonde hair. I mean, they blonde hair,
And
blue
blue
eyes.
eyes.
And I'm
You
like, how
can't
the
make
hell
this
are you
up.
Cherokee? Well, my people are Cherokee. It's actually
Stolen
pronounced
identity.
Cherokee. It's
That's a
actually pronounced
stolen
Cherokee. How do
identity.
y'all Cherokee and you blonde hair, blue eye? That doesn't make any sense to me.
It's a stolen identity, just like they're in South
Absolutely.
Africa, saying that they're Afrikaners. No, you're not. You're European. Get your ass out of South
Right.
Africa.
And they tried to do it to the natives in South Africa, but they pushed the fuck back and they said no.
Oh, and they pushing back, and they going
They
all out. They going
see
all out right now
our
to this
people
day.
have been gooped by our education system, one, because
Yes.
they wanted to integrate and they wanted
Yep.
us
Mm-hmm.
to learn what they was fucking learning. And what they was teaching was that they
A
was the
mass.
victors. Right. That they were superior and we were
Yes.
inferior. They
I
instilled that
remember
in our
in school, a teacher said, she said in front of me and in front of a whole other Spanish chicks, and I'll never forget this, Gigi, please. God is my witness. Because I was a performer. I was into dance before. I was into all that, acting, all that. So I knew I was hot because I had ballet lessons, piano lessons. I could do some stuff for you. And I still got it all right now. I promise you. So when I'm hearing the teacher telling she got a magazine in her hand and we're in history class, she's talking about, oh, this here is good here. Do you see this picture in the magazine? This here is good here. And my hair is dripping down my back. And I'm like, what? So now you bring that negative energy in the classroom and you got these Spanish chicks looking at the black girls like they think they're better than us when they can't stand to us next to a candle. We got the talent. We got the beauty. We got the body. We got everything. So we laughed it off like, what? When I went home and told my mother said, are you serious? I said, yes, mommy. That's what my teacher told me in class, and I never forgot it because they were working on us as we were children.
Yeah,
That's why in
Yeah,
America
absolutely.
they wanted us to
breaking you
raise our
down.
hand and say, I pledge allegiance to a flag because they
Yeah.
wanted us to pledge allegiance to this bullshit.
Sir, what's your name, sir? Because I can't see it small.
Jay Henry.
Okay, Jay, my name's Keontae. So my family's from Oxford, North Carolina, off 85.
Okay. I know what Oxford is.
And I was doing, when I opened up my nonprofit, I wanted to do a documentary. When I started combing through some things in the town's history, they have they had a black orphanage and they had a white orphanage. The black orphanage was called the Colored Children's Asylum,
Mm-hmm.
and it was built in the 1800s. And when I started combing through the books, the black orphanage made more money than the white orphanage did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the sororities and the churches and, all the businesses in the town, they funded this orphanage. And they were so upset about that they actually integrated the orphanage. They took some of the black kids and moved them into the white orphanage.
Yeah. Yeah.
because they were getting so much money, and it was so much. Like the black parade was 10 times bigger than the white parade. And when I tell you they had everything there, the children actually built the Shepherd building. The Shepherd building had burnt down in the 1920s, and the children had rebuilt the Shepherd building. When I tell you they had everything, they had their own dairy farm, they had their own barbershop, they had their own shoemaking department. When the girls turned 10 years old, they either went into the kitchen or they started to sew the children's clothes. Like, it was so prominent and it was so big. But the jealousy that this black orphanage was making more money than the white orphanage. Like Anger B. Duke, the man who founded Duke Hospital, actually built a school on the land. And only 1/3 of the children that lived in the town went to that school. They bused from all different counties to that school, the black children. But it was a sense of jealousy.
Can I ask you this though, to kind of make you think a little bit? You say it was a sense of jealousy, but you also mentioned like sororities and fraternities, and we know back
Yeah,
then they
we
were
already
definitely
know.
part of the boulet. So
Yes,
was it
God.
more so right? So was it more so jealousy, or did we have some of our people in the boulet that sold us the fuck out?
Something
Because
to
There you
think
go.
when
about.
because
Something to think about.
I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
My granny and them grew up in this black part of town called Warnersville. Now in the
Mm-hmm.
50s, they came through, they built the projects and shit, and and told our people, "Hey, we're giving you better housing," but to be honest, it fucked us up.
Yeah.
And I say that because they had their own black businesses and shit like that. And my grandma gave me this book from the neighborhood, and a lot of the prominent churches that are still in Greensboro today, black churches, they actually funded and built some of the projects in Greensboro. And so I started thinking, and I was like, now this was supposed to make our people better. Why did we get fucked up from living in the projects or whatnot? But at the same time, I thought it was just white people that did it. No, these were black churches that owned a lot of
Yeah.
these projects that fucked our people up. So it's back to what we see today with the dark Hollywood. We have a set of black folks that
Mm-hmm.
sell us the fuck out, and they have been
Yeah.
selling us out. And a
Yeah.
lot of it lies within those fraternities, sororities, the Order Eastern Stars, Eastern, whatever the fuck they call. Um, yeah, all those type of
Can I
secret
just
societies or
piggyback
whatever.
on something?
Hold
I
on.
will tell you, like in the
Hold on, Mac. I want to take this down, but to your point, Magic, as you guys can see, Lanier is an attraction site island. It's open year round. Okay. So to Miss Harris, you thought it was closed off? No, it's open
I
year.
thought it was closed off.
No, it says it's open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Okay. It's
That's
$20 for
crazy.
parking. All right.
go
All
at
right.
your risk.
All right. Go ahead, Magic.
Okay, so I'm just gonna like fast forward because we were talking about the early 80s. Let's go into like the 80s and 90s. I'm gonna fast forward with the educational system and what was happening here in New York City because it's good that we all spread the knowledge so we know what's going on in the South, the North, and all across the tri-state area. When they were trying to deprive us from information, we could go back and recap what was going on. What was happening in the mid 80s, early 90s, or let's just go from the 80s up to the 90s, mid 90s. What they were doing here in New York City, they were having Caucasian women go through classrooms and look at children. They were looking at children that actually were like, they would label them as hyperactive, even though these children were not hyperactive. They just were different. They were probably children that wanted to dance, wanted to perform. You have different types. You have some children that can focus and they're into science, they're into the mathematics, they're into, depending on the brain, the area of the brain. There was an Indian study that went out and said if your children, that they said that Indians, they watch their children because the children show them which way they want to go or who they're going to be in life. So they watch them diligently and they know which class to place them in. So the ones that had the higher performance, design, creativity, that was to like the right side of the brain. The ones that were focused into, let's say, like sciences, anthropology, the mathematics, it was towards the left. So they knew where to place them so that they could allow their kids to exercise their energy, do whatever they. I learned this. However, what they were doing here in New York, they were labeling our young brothers and some of our young sisters, unfortunately, that got caught up, and they were taking them to this place called Ward's Island, where they were putting them on medication and saying that that was a school because they were hyperactive. They did a campaign out there for these mothers and pulled them in and said, hey, first, if you let us do a study on your kids, because the teacher kept labeling them, you know, saying that they kept getting up out the chair, X, Y, and Z. How can you have a little kid sitting for over 2-3 hours? I mean,
Yep.
I'm going to want to get up myself, but what they did was they used that to label them. And then they
Yep.
had these Caucasian women coming in the classroom and they would stand there and watch the kids. And I remember turning back and looking like, why is this white woman in our classroom just staring? It was weird. And then they would take the kid out, the kid would come back in, and then we would never see the kid again. The kids ended up drugged up in Bellevue Hospital. There's records on that in New York City. Ward's Island. They put them on these medications, and they were paying the mothers over $1,000 a month to keep their kids under this type of program. So I remember there was an incident where one mother, the money was coming in so good that she falsified a fire in her projects, and she orchestrated where she told her son to set something on fire. It burned up the other brother. And she wind up getting all these benefits, X, Y, and Z, was in the programs. But around that time in the early 90s, these mothers, unfortunately, they wanted the money and they were putting their kids into these programs. These kids came out, fast forward, in the 2000s, and guess what? The majority of them, 80%, are in jail now and have committed horrific crimes.
I can believe it. I can believe it.
And somewhere upstate where they could never come out again because they were trapped in the 90s and they never came out. They never got out.
I know they had a black asylum in Massachusetts. I think it was Massachusetts, but it was on the island, and they called it Long Island Sanitarium, and it was for black people. And to what you said, the parents were giving these kids to the state so they can get some residual benefits, because all those kids weren't crazy. You're not going to tell me all those kids had problems. Those people were building cases on those children and making it seem like it's going to be a greater benefit for those kids to come there so they can do experiments on them, like hydrotherapy, and work on their brains.
Shock therapy and also sexual, abusing them and actually,
Yeah. We can also bring that up to today because I, again, just left education as well. And I worked in a Title I school right behind the hood. And I saw it every day, even our people. We say it's white people, but that school majority had 95% black staff. And every time you turn around, teachers were referring especially black boys, for IEPs or to say they had ADHD. No, the education system is boring as fuck. These kids can't sit. I'm a grown man and I can't sit down past 30 minutes to an hour without thinking about something else. Now, mind you, I'm grown, so my mind might drift off, but I'm not gonna get up and act up. But we see a lot of our kids getting up, acting up because school is fucking boring.
Yeah, it is.
And they were beating the kids back then, just to give you a heads up. They were beating them. I remember they had rulers. They had like 4 of them, and they had rubber bands around them, and they used to beat the kids with that. This is what they did. And you can't go home to your mom because then your mom would beat you. And then they will lie to the mom. They will lie to them and say X, Y, and Z. So these kids were trapped. And then if the mom is already in a compromising position, she doesn't want to lose her benefits. To save 3 kids, she's going to let one go. And that one she let go is the one she should have saved, because that one is the one they're going to drug up. They're going to put in all these different institutions. They're going to be traumatized. And when they let them out, they're going to come out on a vengeance. And it has happened. It keeps happening. When you hear all these things happen at the train station, this person getting pushed down, this person getting automatically this is the repercussion from what has happened in the past.
But if you think about Malcolm X when he was young, that was the same thing that happened to him. You have too many kids, ma'am. Your husband is deceased. You have too many kids and you can't raise these kids. And this one right here, he got problems. So we're going to take this one for you. And then you put him in a home and you dumb him down and you tell him he's never going to be anything and he's not smart. So now I don't have anything to go to because when you let me out of here, I don't have no education. You done already told me what I can't be. So now I'm out here robbing and I'm doing all the things that I don't have any business doing. But in actuality, I'm the most brilliant individual, probably outside of a lot of others that walk the face of this earth.
And you have to think about it too. A lot of the young girls that are in these places, and don't ask me how I know, but I know because I used to work for these systems, where children are placed in these foster care agencies and stuff. And I've dabbled with that, and just to give back, just to give back. And I could tell you that the females, the young ones that are there, I mean, starting from, let's say, 2 years old and up, they have been, TRAFF, and I'm just going to say that, just to keep it very simple. And
Right.
They have been placed in different homes and group homes and been told stories. Yeah, we're going to place you. We're going to get you a mommy. We're going to get you a daddy. And they're being placed in these spaces and places, and sometimes they disappear and they're never to be found again.
I can believe that too. It's so much sinister stuff that's going on. Like it's nothing for me that's not hard for me to believe. And it's deeply rooted.
I feel that I would like to start by saying thanks to Gigi for allowing her platform to keep us so connected, because without her platform, the truth would not get out. And as simply as said, just him being out there and telling us the information from North Carolina that we didn't know. I've never learned. Me telling him things from the North and you telling us things from your experience, we need this. We really do. Because we need to come together as a collective. Because if we don't know what's going on, the narrative would keep repeating itself with his story. We all need to hold ourselves accountable. And I am so happy and proud that Gigi allows us to use her platform so that we can get the truth out. Thank you, Gigi.
I love y'all. And I thank you all for being brave enough to come in on a public platform to tell us, to inform us, to educate us, to pour into us. We need that. We need each other. Now, Shelly, what do you have to say?
Oh, is it working?
Yeah. Hey, boo. I haven't seen you in a minute. I miss you, Shelly. What are your thoughts
Yeah,
about the 19-year-old twins?
yeah. I was going to say you do need to do these stories because I don't see a lot of bloggers talking about it. We need these stories out here because for people to be aware, they don't listen to the news, so we need people to tell these stories because not only did this happen, you remember they found the young man in North Carolina, the truck driver, he was tied to a tree. And they tried to say he done that to himself. And we know better than that. And then they had another young man in Florida. And he was tied to a tree. So some organization out there has decided when Trump got in, because all other stuff that happened down there, that insurrection, a lot of those people were the K's.
Yeah.
Because you don't want me to say the three, but they were
And
other
they
K's.
probably renamed themselves something else for their own, protection. But
Yeah.
they written all over it. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then they started making comments like, oh, the immigrants is taking over and they're going to take over. And we the minority now because the blacks have money now and the immigrants is getting money. And now we are the minority. So with that type of rhetoric going on, a lot of the last breed that keep reiterating all this racist stuff, they're starting to organize again. So now you're starting to see blacks disappear. You're starting to see these crazy cases where the cities like this one hide the crime and say, oh, they killed it. Well, they murked themselves. And every time something happened to our color in these strange areas, they try and say we done it to ourselves. So you're right. You have to tell these stories because it got to bring awareness. And like anybody talking tonight, don't wait till it happened to your family member. You have to speak out and you have to say, Ben Crump, whoever, because he likes to take these cases on and have been successful with getting justice, like Aubrey. Aubrey was out there running in a neighborhood and white men pulled him over, talking about they checking for stealing. He's stealing, and all he was doing was jogging, and they shot him down on the ground. The town covered it up, but the mother kept pushing. They got justice, and all three of those guys got life in prison. So it is justice. You just have to keep fighting and bringing awareness. Because what happened with our people is they start giving up saying, oh, they're not going to do anything, so they don't need us saying anything. How do you think you got from the back of the bus to the front of the bus? Our people had to fight, they had to die, and a lot of things happened to them, but they kept pushing. Now you don't have to sit in the back of that bus. You can bring yourself to the front and anywhere you want to sit. This is why fighting is important. So we cannot sit here and minimize all of the young Black people lately that been coming up, murked, like the young man, even at the school. He was rolled up in the mat and his organs was taken, and they found newspaper in him. And his parents have been fighting and fighting still, even though it's been over 5 years. They still fighting to find out what happened. They took the cameras out of the gym because the cameras were on. When they went, see, we got to realize what's happening here. These people think they have the right to remove us. They don't have that right anymore. They had their rights in the 1800s. They done everything they possibly can, brought us up to the 1900s. It took us almost to 1950s before we really started getting somewhere. And now that we have opened the doors, a lot of these people is being prosecuted. Now you get a president in there that say he going to get a police full reign to do what they want because they've been prosecuting them. Well, they only been prosecuting the ones who've been murking people without cause. They pull them over in the car, and as soon as they pull them over and they say, give me your ID, the person reach and they gun them down and say, oh, I didn't know what they was reaching for. These are some of the K's. They have branched out in all areas. They're in the hospitals. They're on the police force. They're in your schools. They in the banks. They everywhere. They had a young older woman go into the bank and they accused her of something. She didn't do anything. And it took some celebrity that was there when it went down to get justice for her. So they're everywhere. So if they're in the banks, they're in the restaurant, they're in the schools, we have to fight them everywhere they land their feet. We cannot just sit back and say, oh, well, that wasn't my family, because it is going to become your family. Sooner or later, when you let them run amok, because that's what they're doing. They're taking out these young people left and right. And Crump can't fight all these cases. We need a whole bunch of lawyers and stop worrying about money pro bono. Take these cases on. They greedy. Most of the Blacks that have gotten educated and can take these cases, they only want to take the cases when they can march around on camera and or they could get paid. And we need to take these cases without worrying about money, because ain't nobody going to save us and our race but ourselves. And if
And I
we
also
learn,
argue that a lot of these Black attorneys, like Crump, won't take the cases unless the higher ups tell them to take the
yeah,
cases.
Yeah,
And the
that
reason
needs to
why I say that
stop.
is
Trump is a
because
part of the boulet. I don't know if anyone knows, but he is a part
he
of the
is
boulet.
absolutely,
So I
absolutely.
would not
And if
take
you
him. I'm
study and follow
sorry.
some of the money from some of these, if you study some of these parents with some of these kids that are unalived, unfortunately, and they say race, you'll see a lot of them are part of the
Trayvon
Boulay as well.
Martin. Trayvon Martin, and we
Trayvon
found out
Martin's
that his
parents
dad was
were
part of
part
Yeah,
the
of,
his
are
boulet.
part
mother's
of
a
the Boulay.
Delta.
His dad
So
is
His
part of it.
mother's a
here's the
Delta.
thing. Here's the thing. Is it now that we just being unalive left to right, or is it that our unalivings are being projected in the media? Because before George Floyd, God rest his soul, there was a white man in Texas that was unalive the exact same way as George Floyd was, but it was never nationalized on the news.
And Sandra Bland, she was part of the boulet too.
Sandra Bland was also part of the Boulay.
She was part of the boulet
Absolutely.
as well, and they took her out.
Absolutely. So a lot of the stuff that we see, because there has been progress, but a lot of the stuff that we see is to keep people segregated. Keep in mind the cracker folks from the country, just as broke as I am, they done been
Mm-hmm.
taught the same education that we are. So now we have to pinpoint which pale people are actually causing the problem. And I heard Storm say a lot for the past few nights. He'll say that's a J person on it. And I don't want to say it because you get in trouble when you actually
Yeah,
say the whole name. However, when you start looking into the actual pale people that cause us the most drama, because they know this is our shit, it's the J people. And unfortunately, your country bumpkin white man with no teeth from the country, he think he might be better because they all look alike.
yeah.
But
And
a
Well,
then
we
what
lot of
makes
this
it so
stuff is we are being projected. And Gigi said a lot of times the media lies. The media would
Mhm.
spin a narrative to make it look like some type of way. But like I said, they don't excuse what happened to George Floyd because that was unfortunate. However, is it now, like I said, is it because they want us to keep feeling some type of way as black people? Because they do not on national news, they never tell you when a white person is unalived by the police. You never hear
Exactly. I think that they use our people to traumatize us and to
it.
keep
Absolutely.
traumatizing us
People
because
scared.
that messes
Mm-hmm.
Social engineering.
yeah, it does. And they want to keep that image in our mind so that we
Hmm.
live in the trauma and it breaks you down. I'm going to tell you something. I studied it. Currently studying it in nutrition class, right? And I could tell you so much that I've learned from that. When you have these, and it's also associated with your anatomy of the body, right? So if you're traumatized and you see something that traumatized you, and you see it for the first time, it is embedded in your memory bank, right? If you continue to see traumatizing things or things that are not of or not supposed to be that are bad, that messes with your nervous system, which could affect every part of the body. It could cause hypertension. It
Yeah,
could cause
PTSD.
cardiovascular problems with you. It could cause you to have a discrepancy with your eating habits. It could disrupt your sleeping patterns, which could lead it just keep piling on and piling on and piling on. And I've worked in medical arenas, so what I can tell you is that if I notice that, let's say a 25-year-old or comes in and she lives in a socioeconomic rural community and she's deprived of, let's say access to healthcare or deprived of primary care physicians, she's never had that, or a dentist or whatever. And then you have another person from affluent community that comes in. When we look at the LDLs and the ADAs, we could look at their blood work and look at the samples and we could say, wait a minute, this person has maybe 5 years, 10 years, 20, but we could see the decline when we look at the numbers and say, wait a minute. But then when you look at this person at maybe 25 living in the Bronx that lives next to a wasteland because they purposely put these communities next to a highway that have all these trucks coming in spewing these gases, and it's next to a freaking a garbage dump, and then
Landfill.
they're having babies and their babies are coming out with asthma. Hello.
Yeah.
Come on. It's intentional.
But can I
I,
ask y'all a
I,
question? Can I ask y'all a question? Everybody that's on here tonight. Okay.
Definitely.
Where do you get your motivation to, I guess, get strength to get angry enough? Do you watch pictures? Do you watch older pictures where they show you how blacks was treated? They had different water faucet. They couldn't sit in the front of the restaurant. They had to sit in the back. All these things that we have overcome to a point. Do
no,
that kind of
let me start first. Let me start
okay,
first.
go first.
I'm going to start first and just and come out. No, I mean, I've seen that, been there, done that. I've seen that. When I saw that, I said, "Oh, hell to the no, no," because I would have never done that. Because you can't. If your enemy, you know what? This is why we have to have generations to come through this portal and come through this earth and come back. Because maybe the ones that came before us, somebody got it, they forgot, they didn't make the move they were supposed to make, and then another person comes in to try to rectify it. I feel as we're reincarnated to come back, because if Gigi didn't do what she had to do, I came back, and I'm gonna come back to do what I gotta do, because she missed what she had to do. But if she's doing what she gotta do, I'm coming through a portal to do what I gotta do from an ancestor or whatever. We're all here to do something, right? When I
Right.
look back, I feel bad. I feel bad for the simple fact is that I feel that my ancestors, and I know they were told a lie. They were walked down to be humble. They were taken down the creek, down the road to sing and cry, and they say we coming out and get bitten by the dogs. And no, I would have never done that. Just because you come, it's just like coming from the same family, but this person is left. This person is like 5:30, 7:30, and this other person is docile. No, I could come through a family breed, but I'm that one that'll bring it to you. So when I look back, I say to myself, I said, you know what? Maybe there was nothing that they really could do, but maybe if a lot of them stepped up, maybe they could. But then you got to think about the manpower. You got to think about the arson. You got to think about, did they really have the power to fight back? And a lot of them did. A lot of them went in.
Is this Miss
What I
Magic
say,
speaking? Who's
what I
speaking?
say is that magic is magic.
Okay, Miss Magic. Okay. Miss
So what
Magic,
I'm
they
saying,
would have took you out. They would have took you and your whole family out if you did
but
it
they
at
did
that
that. But
time.
guess what? They already did that. But they did that. Do you remember what happened in Baltimore? Do you remember what happened when these people stood up? Was it Baltimore? Or was it Chicago when they stood up and they said, "We want to"? It was something like the Panthers, but it was different. And they bombed the whole town from the houses, the homes. They bombed everything. I didn't
Oh,
learn
they was
about that
they
until
was
later.
Magic. Hold on, I want to
yeah.
say something, Magic, because I think I get what you're saying, Charlotte. But Magic, okay, you said that you wouldn't do that. So it would be a lot of pressure because if you speak out, Magic, you are destroying your whole family. Not only that, other black families, because when one do something, they feel like it's your people didn't make you obedient enough. They didn't train you enough. So therefore, they're going to have to make an example out of you by destroying everybody else. It's
Okay,
more.
but I'm gonna tell you this. Let me. All right, I got an answer. I got an answer.
Hold on, because I ain't done yet. It's like in the Bible when Eve bitten that apple, she destroyed it for every woman. She cursed every woman. So
So
they
they
use
Mm-mm.
say.
that same
No, no.
practice.
Sorry.
One
I have a
person.
different analogy. When they took our people from wherever they took them from all over, okay, and they sent them to Brazil, and they sent them to Trinidad, they sent them to Barbados, they sent them all over, right? Guess what? They had an eye. They had an eye and a keen sense of the ones that was more brutal, the ones that were rebellious, that they couldn't control. And you know where they sent them to? They sent them to Jamaica and Barbados. My mother's from Barbados. So I would have been one of the rebellion ones, and we would have just had to get it lit.
Well, I was about to say, the
We would have
Lumbee
had
and
to get it lit.
the
We would have had
Lumbee,
to get it lit.
the Lumbee Indians
We
and
would have got it lit. I
the
promise you.
the
But
the, the
Magic,
Lumbee.
hold on. If you are trained to be one way, if you are trained as a little girl to be one way, and that is your faith, and that's your belief, I guess you have to really be rebellious.
Yeah, and that's me. That's me. I would have been one putting the potion and stuff in the food. I would have been one
Yeah,
probably
that
set
probably would
the
have been me
fire.
too.
We
Okay.
had them. We had the rebellious ones in our arenas. We had it. Not
I
every, even the
would
ones that
say,
grew up that was really. We had the ones that was about that life, and I would have been one of them. I would have been the Harriet Tubman. I would have been the one. I'm about that life. Or
Well, I'll say the Southern Indians, the Tuscarora and Lumbee in North Carolina was kicking their asses.
that's
So
what I'm saying. I'm a warrior. I'm about
they
that life.
could they
I'm
couldn't
about
take
that life. Nah.
that's why Lumbee and Tuscarora are not federally recognized tribes, because
Let's
my
go.
people was kicking their asses. But where they got us is, again, they they became friendly, and they got in government, and they started redlining our asses, and they started
Yep,
taking us out that way. Because you can
yep.
look in the 1800s in South Carolina, and there was colored folks sitting in Congress in the late 1800s. So
Come
to
on.
believe the lie that we was all slaves and we didn't have
No, we
shit,
were
and
not.
that's why I keep saying that our people would be in past, especially our children. Think about if you was a student in elementary school, and instead of learning that your ancestors was fucked up in the fields, you actually learned that your ancestors had some shit. You would have a
Mhm.
totally different outview of you as a person. But they don't
Mhm.
teach us that as children. And that's why I keep going back to that, because they get us as children. Our people didn't even call ourselves black until the 60s, until James Brown came out with I'm
I'm
Black and
black
I'm
and I'm
Proud.
proud.
That was a
Mhm.
derogatory statement for our people to call ourselves black.
And they
However,
still
they
get
have
him
tricked
dirty
us
anyway.
through music. And I
Yeah,
remember somebody saying the other night that, they was the Dark Hollywood was coming after James Brown. Well, yeah, they came after him until he joined the club and said, you know what, we're gonna trick the whole motherfucking melanated folks and
yeah.
tell them that all of them are black.
And
That
they
is
got
not
him
true.
again. And guess who was watching? Guess who looked over his burial? Al Sharpton. They got
Yep,
him in the end, and Al Sharpton was looking at him like, "Nigga, we got you too. We
yep.
got
But you
you
know
too."
what, Gigi? Remember when we were just talking about earlier, and you were saying to the fact of uh what they were just talking about, what type of person would you be if you were back then? And I was telling you when you were talking to me and we were role playing, and I was like, this has made my blood pressure go up. Right? You remember when I said that? I say that to the effect of what they're saying. I don't feel like I would have been one of those type of people, because when you said something to me and I said, well, what happened when my kids, when your kids were hungry and my grandmother was feeding your kids? What happens when I'm at home and I gotta feed you? You don't like me, but you gonna trust me to feed you. I'm the wrong person for me to feed you. I'm the wrong person to feed you
and
because
I
I'm
told
crushing up
you
glass.
when I was role playing, Miss Harris, that
Yeah,
that's
no, no, no.
Gigi,
Yeah,
you
I
did
just
that
said,
shit so well.
no, I said,
Gigi,
yeah, I said when we were role playing. I said when we were
no,
role
but Miss
playing, but
Harris, I want to reiterate to you that it's okay, because don't you drink from a cow's breast milk? Don't you
don't
feed your
start it. Don't start it.
Gigi.
I'm just Miss Harris, we eat humans. Okay. I mean, we eat animals. Okay. That is a purpose. God gave us that purpose to have dominion over all animals and everything.
Right.
Okay. Including you.
But
Okay.
God ain't give me dominion to be in your kitchen cooking for you, and I don't like you.
Yes, he did. You are
Okay, well, I tell you what, let me
Okay.
go back in
Yeah.
time. Let me go back in time
But
and
see,
be Big Mama in the kitchen.
in slavery days, if anybody died from your cooking, they killed you on the spot.
That's fine. I go. You done
Yep.
But I
Me
sold
get,
off
too.
my
I get what
family.
you're
no, you
saying.
Me
won't,
too.
Miss Harris, because Miss Harris, we have your kids. We have your family.
And we
But
You
if
have
know,
you
yours
gonna do,
too. And we have yours too. And we have yours too. So let's go out together with a bang.
Yeah, because
Let's
if you're
go.
gonna do it anyway, I may as
Yeah,
well
let's
get my
go.
just
Let's
due out
go.
of it.
Let's go. I'll
Yeah.
see you on the other side. Let's go. We're gonna do it together. Let's
Man,
go.
I would have been in the Nat Turner revolt. The
I would
revolution
have
will
been there
not
too,
be
baby. I would
televised,
have been
baby.
there
We'd have
too.
went
Let's
down.
I
go. I
understand.
would have been there too. No, I'm not
I
that one.
understand y'all
No, I would have
spirits.
been there
I
too.
really do. I
Yep.
understand y'all
It's in
spirits
the
because that's
spirit.
how
It's in the
I
spirit.
am
Because I'm gonna
today.
tell you something right now, and I don't want to blow anybody mind, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. Even on the job, when I walk around and I see the ones getting punked, I'm like, "Where's your backbone at?" Okay, I'm looking like, "What? Yeah, talk what? I'm sorry. No, that can't happen because I'm sorry. It's 5 minutes and I'm walking. Like, how you
Yeah,
see
when
them
it's time to go,
docile
I'm
where you're
gone.
at to this day. So you know the docile ones from the ones that's about that life, and I'm about that life. I don't care on a plantation or not. Let's go. I would have been that one setting up fires and all that. I would have been with Nat Turner. Yeah, let's go.
No,
Afraid
you
of
I,
what?
I
All right,
understand y'all spirits.
promise me. Huh?
hold on, Magic. I'm role playing. No, you wouldn't have. You know why?
There she
Why?
go.
Let me tell you why, Magic.
Please tell me why.
When you were coming of age, we sensed the rebellion spirit. We sensed the demon in you. So therefore, we would have been had you corrected because you don't understand. Satan is using you to bring
Oh
the hurt.
no! Now let me debunk that because as I was coming up, I had the spiritual sense because they give you a certain age before you turn rebellious. So I would have fooled you, and you would have thought I was sweet until I turned. So you would have never have known when I was going to turn. So I would have got you anyway. I'm sorry.
Magic. We test everyone, especially when you're little. We test you, and you would have
Okay,
felt
well you missed me. You missed me. Okay.
no, Magic. We would have gave you an opportunity to run. We would have gave
Okay,
you
but guess what? If that's the case, they still miss me now.
you would
They
have did
still miss me now. I'm the hidden gem, and they still miss me. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Because when I transform, you see spaceships is out here, right? They flying around. When I transform, then I'm a checkmate you, Gigi. Remember that.
Magic.
Tonight, what time is it? It's
You
12:34.
you have family that you care about, and I know you care about them. So you
Okay.
don't want to do anything that can harm them.
No, I don't mind nothing. I don't mind nothing. We all gotta transform. I'm good.
Well, if they had my mom kneel before me with a
And they
gun to
good.
her head, I couldn't take that. I would take the bullet before I let them do my mom.
Wow. Yeah, you take
So us strong people would sacrifice ourselves for someone we care about.
Thank
But
you.
I understand y'all fight because I'm that way today. But when I watch what went on when I was growing up, they used to tell me bow down because they'll take your mom, they'll take, someone you care about. So that's all. I didn't bow down. It's just other ways in your mind that you could get to these people without the violence. They won't even see it coming. And that's what we need to do today.
Yep.
We need to get together and
Miss Shelley,
brainstorm.
Miss
Yep.
Shelley, I would say, you guys are strong, but I was rebellious, but at the same time, I was very obedient.
I was
So
about to say, like, so
possibly for me, I would probably be obedient. I wouldn't be a fighter because I just don't want to have. I don't want to bear the guilt, knowing that it was because of me that other people had met their demise. You
They'd
know,
have put me on a train and
Nah,
sent me up
well,
north.
Gigi, I
nah.
know
And
you
I'm the
still
total
role
opposite.
playing,
I'm the
Gigi,
opposite.
but
I'm a
I'll say
revolutionary.
this.
Nah,
Gigi, I
I'm a
know you still role playing.
revolutionary.
I'll say this though.
that was
All of us have
hold on,
all
time
of
out.
us have black mamas
Hey,
and
Henry, that was not me role playing. That was my honest thought.
oh!
My honest thought.
Well, I'll say this though. All of us
Gigi.
have black mothers, and I can say I probably would have tried to be rebellious, but I have a black mama, and she probably would have slapped the mess out of me. And so,
Mhm.
probably would have just shut up at that point.
No, I would have had to get away. I would have had to jump the next train to New York or
Yep.
Philadelphia or something. I wouldn't have been able to do it.
And when you talk about Shelley, how you have to bow down, I think I had to bow down. And the reason why I say that because sometimes around my family, when white people would come over, it was like you better start talking right. Sit up Right. You know, we had to change who we were when we were in the presence of Caucasian people, you know?
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think a
But I
lot of that was for they didn't want to be embarrassed. Like,
yeah.
we are a black people too, and we have, rights, and we are somebody too. So when they come up in here, you act like you got some sense.
Yeah.
Like, don't embarrass me.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we were also sold this illusion that white was right. Like
Yeah.
we went through the whole. They picked on our women for having full lips, big asses, and you know, thick hair. Now you got Asian people trying to get thick hair.
And then came the Kardashians that
Right.
Absolutely,
got it all and
absolutely.
sold it back and then made a fortune out of them looking like us or trying to
Yeah,
look.
and they
But
they
this
just
is
made us
my
think that
thing
white was
though.
a standard. They made
But
us
this
think
is
that
my
white was a standard.
thing. You want to make white a standard, but you want
You're
everything that I
transforming
have.
looking like us.
Absolutely, we are the
You're
most influential.
transforming into us, telling us
That's
that
what
that's
I
the
don't
standard when we're the
understand. That's what
standard.
irritates me. I don't
And
get that.
then you're with our men, and they're, they going Kanye. They going
I don't
Kanye crazy.
I don't understand it. And that's what me and
It's
Gigi were talking
ridiculous.
about earlier. And I was telling her, I said, it really
It's
burns
a
my
mind
biscuit.
bender. It's a
You
mind bender.
don't, you don't want me. I'm less than, I'm not human, but you want everything I have down to
From
my
an
eyeballs
imitation
if
that
you
looks
could
like
take them out
you,
my
that
head.
looks like you. From an imitation that looks like you, down to tanning their skins,
It's
changing their
crazy.
lips, changing their breasts and their butts, and trying to get hips and all that. So they're transforming themselves into black women, but you're saying you don't want that, but then you want them. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But Gigi, answer me this, Gigi. Now you want to role play. Role play being a pale master. I want you to justify you coming into my house and taking me out of my house in the middle of the night in front of my husband, and he can't do nothing but watch. Justify that.
Well, it's clear in America that some of these black women has lost their place and they think they are the man. So therefore, I had to show your husband how to deal with you because obviously he does not. Do you
But
understand?
I'm an animal. I'm an animal, though. You don't like me. So why would you want to lay down with me?
Never said I dislike you. And that is a lie from the pits
See?
of hell. You have a purpose. You have a purpose. And I just want you to know your purpose. I don't
So
want
my
to Miss Harris again. And that's why I have to place you in front of your husband because he don't know how to get you together. He is feminine. And that's why the black woman don't respect the black man because he is feminine.
but you made him feminine. You brought that up. It's the Willie Lynch syndrome. You put that in place to break that family down. So I'm still trying to get you to explain to me, if you don't like me and I'm less than and I'm not 100% human, why are you sleeping with an animal?
Miss Harris, I've never said I dislike you. And see, is something wrong with you can't comprehend. Is something wrong with you? And
Oh,
it's okay
child.
because
uh,
we want to pray for you. You
Please
understand?
do. Please do.
And there you go. You have such a nasty disposition. You always
See?
want to back talk. I'm really trying to talk to you like a human, but you make it hard. Your spirit is nasty, but you know what? God have grace for you. Do you understand?
Lord,
Have
Gigi,
a,
you need to be in the movies. I ain't lying. Cause
honestly,
you need to be in the movies.
I'm
'Cause
sorry, I heard the soundtrack. You're making it hard for me, baby, when you're lying. I get so excited.
baby,
And how I
but it's the
like it.
truth
Now
though.
that I can fight it.
But it's the
Touch
truth
real
though.
close.
Gigi,
You're
it's the
making
truth.
it
It's the truth.
hard for me.
but Miss Harris, you have to realize too that we don't dislike you. We just want you to know your place. That's all.
Oh wow.
Fine
Mm.
if you just know your place. That's all we want.
Mm.
We don't hate you. We don't dislike you. We
Uh,
actually feel like you do a great service. Just know your place.
But you still ain't told me why you sleeping with me and you don't like me. You didn't say all that, but you ain't answered my question. And you
Listen,
telling me that you love me and you need to let my husband know that he's feminine and he needs to know what to do with me. That ain't got nothing to do with the price of tea in China. I need you to give me, and you can't dance around why you done came up in my house and took me out of my house in front of my husband and did what you wanted to do with me and sent me back home to my husband.
well,
And
let
it's
me
nothing
tell
that
you,
he can do.
Miss Harris, when you were at my house, you were a woman. You didn't have
Mm,
all this back talk.
mm.
And I saw femininity. And I'm a man, so therefore I had to conquer you. That's
But
all it is.
you don't like
There
me.
you go with
I'm
your
dark skinned.
mouth. There you go with your mouth. See,
Well,
this
I tell you what.
is a turn off because you're acting like a man.
Well, I
You
didn't
don't
want
know
you
your
no
place.
way. I ain't
You
want you no way. That's the beginning of the sentence. I ain't want you no way. You can't convince. See, Gigi, you'll make my blood pressure go up.
you. What
Oh,
part have you lost? It's never about you. You are to
oh,
serve. Nobody cares
mm.
about your wants.
But
It's
you
never
just said we all are God's people. Then you just say we is all are God's people and we need to be one. Ain't that what you said?
I
You
said that
see the contradiction?
no, it's no contradiction. You just
Well,
don't.
I tell you what, Mr. Sir.
Let me tell you something. We are all God's people. You're
See
right
what I
about
mean? You
but
crazy. You
listen, in the
crazy.
word, it talks about
Mm-mm.
slaves obeying their masters. Okay.
Child, good night.
Let me tell you, in order for you to reach the promised land, you have to obey.
And
You have
that's some
to
stuff that
know
they
your
really would say to us. Man,
You
no,
gotta
no,
obey
no,
the
no, no,
white
and
no.
officer, not
you're
man.
talking out of line. You're being
Ugh.
disrespectful.
Yeah,
You
and that's why I'm catching the next train up north. I ain't got time.
should
Baby,
have
I'd
you
have been
booked.
done.
And it's
Yeah,
not
that
Mm-mm.
the Bible is tainted. That was definitely a lie in the Bible that they put.
Baby, I'd have been
Slaves
up
obey your
north.
masters. That's a lie in the Bible.
I'd have
okay.
been up north. No, but Gigi, you really do a good job, and these are conversations that need to be had. Like, seriously, because there are really pale people who have these conversations with people. And it might not come off the way that you're saying it,
The Mormons.
but it's some true stuff. And it'll take you up and through there. Like, if I really had a real conversation, I would be pegged as the angry black woman, the ignorant, loud, boisterous, angry, because it would start off me trying to reason with you and talk to you like a regular human being. Around the 5th minute, I done lost my complete
Miss
mind.
Harris. Okay, so in order to talk to them and you're a female, you have to be more sweet. Okay.
No, no,
Even
ma'am. Nope,
listen,
nope.
Miss Harris, even if
Mm-mm.
I insult you, you
Ain't
must
no way in Jesus.
Miss Harris, you
No,
must
no, no, no.
Miss
No,
Harris,
no, no.
smile and nod.
Mm-mm. No, that ain't me. That ain't me. That's not me. That ain't me. It ain't gonna
Oh
never be
God.
me. You may as well go ahead and
No,
get my ticket ready to go up north because I promised to
Miss
Jesus I
Harris,
wouldn't have lasted.
let me
No,
tell you,
ma'am.
even if I'm wrong as a man, even if I'm wrong as a man, you do never correct me. You never
Child, if you don't go straight to hell, yeah, no. No, 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 no. No, no,
In a
no, no, no.
handbasket? Nah, we can't do
Girl with
that.
gasoline drills. I wouldn't be able to
Nah,
do it.
Gigi can't go there. Gigi is too cute for that. I'm too sorry for
I
that. We
ain't
can't do.
talking about
I'm
Gigi.
not
I
gonna let
ain't
you do
talking
that.
about
I'm not
Gigi.
gonna let you do that to Gigi because Gigi is
No,
too
I'm
straight,
not.
too far for all that.
I
Gigi
ain't
is our
talking about
princess.
Gigi.
Gigi is our princess. I'm sorry. We ain't doing
No,
that.
no, no, Magic. I ain't talking about Gigi. This ain't Gigi talking. This a pale man. That ain't Gigi. I
Oh,
told
okay.
the
All right. My
Bible.
bad.
This is
thank
role playing.
but not scared. Y'all, we role playing. We role playing. We role
Yeah, this is role playing. No, the way I feel, the conversation that we just had. If you
So
just
get a
listen to
get a
everything,
pill man and gasoline drawers. Let me light the match. Let me
that's what
light the
I'm
match
telling you.
now. Get the
If
pill horse, the
everything,
gasoline drawers. I'm lighting the match right now. Get him up out of here. 'Cause we can't have that air because Mr. Bisbee, now we're not gonna do that much longer, man.
that's
Let
what
me,
I'm
We gotta keep
saying.
going through this.
can I say
That's
something?
what I'm saying. That's
Can I say something to everyone? I
go ahead,
want
Gigi.
you guys to understand. I'm role playing, role playing, role
Yeah,
playing.
you are. You are.
I want you guys to listen. Do you see how they're so I
Absolutely.
You see how so dramified, how demonic they are, all that.
Absolutely.
It and you see I've been very nice, very logical
And
with some,
calm.
because I have God on my side. You understand? I have God to fight my battles. And this is what America has come to. You know, they can't even have a decent conversation without yelling and name calling and wanting to take me out of here with gasoline jaws and want to that. It's sad.
Yeah, but that's the narrative that would be painted.
Yeah.
Like, you're so rambunctious and you're so hyper and you're so aggressive because that's what they've been made, that's what they put out there in the atmosphere about us. That we can't have conversations and be calm. We can't have, intellectual dialogue without blowing up and losing our cool. But when you're coming at me with that sweet, I call it nice nasty, because that was real nice nasty, right? If that was a real person talking to me, I would have listen. The fifth minute, I'd have went berserk, because now you're trying to play me stupid, and I don't like that. So yeah, it wouldn't have worked for me. I'm telling you, I'd have grew up in Harlem.
What part of Harlem?
The blackest part they got.
Oh, okay. That's
The
up in
blackest part they
155th,
got.
140,
I,
155th, the Polo Grounds.
whatever grounds, wherever the blackest black is, that's where I was going. I wouldn't have been able to do it. I wouldn't
So
have been able to do it.
someone says, I'm just coming to the live. Did they find the person who unlived them? No, they're covering it up. It happened in the sundown town. I believe they kidnapped those 19-year-old twins and they brung them up to a mega sundown town to unalive them, to make it a cover up, as if they drove 2 hours away from their home just to take themselves out of here. It's a cover up. Then you had a firefighter, which is a clear man. He took pictures and he posted all on social media. He got arrested, but then later on he was bailed out. Okay. So no, they're going to control this narrative. They're not going to allow people to investigate in their town to mention anything about their people. So to me, this is demonic. This is a ritual that they have done. And it's sad, but we still have to talk about it, and we have to keep each other on high alert because it could have happened to any one of us.
You know what I'm thinking, Gigi, would just hit me is that the people that possibly kidnapped these twins, they basically learned about them and their information on social media. That's how they're getting our people, from social media.
Possibly, I know they were headed to college, and they were.
Yeah, but I believe that, you have also a following, and I believe that whatever sinister person could have looked at their page and looked at their following or been X, Y, and Z that knew their point of where they were leaving X, Y, and Z. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel that it could have been someone that was actually like on their social media, because a lot of people post things on their social media and they upload it. I'm doing this. I'm traveling. I'm going here. I'll be gone for 5 days. I'm coming back. We're leaving. We're heading out tomorrow. Like, it could be somebody like diligently like watching their social media. And who has access to that? A firefighter, a police officer, people in higher authority. They have access to social media. So who knows? Maybe we don't know if that firefighter had a daughter that probably liked one of them. Like, we don't know the logistics of it, but I feel that they were basically targeted because it could have possibly been social media too.
Possibly, it's so
When you
many.
put yourself out there, people can see you and they can see the moves you're making. Hey, I'm flying out. I'm heading out tomorrow. I'm going to Dubai. I'm heading out. I'm going to here. Like, I mean, I just feel like it had to be someone that either have been following them, knew about them, was aware. It was some type of connection. But I believe they definitely were kidnapped.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right,
gee,
go ahead,
oh
Shelly. We're
no,
about to
no, I
close
was
it
just
out.
going.
So, what are
I was
your
just going
last
to tell you.
comments, Shelly?
Oh no, I was just going to tell you that the chat is going crazy. They want you to say "Rest in peace" to George
George
Foreman.
Foreman, he
Please
passed
say it, because
away.
They've been going crazy.
Foreman. Rest in peace, George Foreman.
He passed away today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Oh man, another great gone. That's crazy.
But closing out, I just want to say that keep bringing these stories, because it's not talked about a lot. We spend too much time talking about celebrities and their problems, and
Mhm.
we need to be dealing with what's going on really amongst us in our neighborhoods and our areas. The celebrities gonna be all right because their eyes is open now that a lot of them been passing away with these strange stories. So I think a lot of them waking up now, and we really need to deal with what's going on because they taking a lot of young people, and
I
they
agree, Miss
are
Shelley.
they in the back plotting and planning.
I
So
agree.
we need to be plotting and planning against it. And I'll close with that. Everybody have a good night.
Good
All
night, Miss
right.
Shelley.
All
Henry, what
right.
are your closing remarks?
Thanks for having me up, Gigi. Amazing as always. Definitely keep our eyes on the swivel for the clear people, but also keep, as we see in my love, Angie Stone, keep your eyes on the swivel for our people as well, because a lot of our people work for them and they chase that greenback, that dollar, and will
Mhm.
turn on us. But I also wanted to, because I know Magic said she had never heard of Black slave owners. One was Anthony Johnson. You can look him up. He was in Virginia, and he actually, because slavery was indentured servitude, he actually
Mhm.
won the first Supreme Court for lifetime servitude for a black slave. So a black man owned another black man and took him to court and won lifetime enslavement. But there's some stuff again we don't hear about. But I just like to thank you, Gigi, for bringing awareness
Thank
to
you
my
so
people in
much.
North Carolina, because all of us, we weren't broke down as slaves. We had money. A lot of
Come
they
on,
took our
Jay.
land from taxes and shit. They took a lot of our
Mhm.
land through taxes. But see you tomorrow when we get back on Angie Stone, boo.
Yes. All right. Miss Harris, what are your closing remarks?
I just want to say, thank you for running my blood pressure up. Cause you done wore it out, baby. When I tell you I'm asleep so good tonight, you done stressed me all the way out. But it was good. And I appreciate your platform. I really do. I appreciate you opening up the floor for us to be able to come on and speak our minds. And be able to be free thinkers and it not be a zone of judgment, right? You give us the ability to actually say how we feel, regardless of how we may feel, and give us the platform to agree to disagree. But I want you to check out Married to Trucking. I was seeing something on YouTube where they were saying that one of the people who were in the van where Angie Stone is coming out to talk now. So when you have a chance, check him out. I've been looking, surfing since I've been online with you guys, but check him out and see what he has to say.
Okay. Married to trucking.
Yeah, Married to Trucking. He's a black guy.
Okay. Magic, what are your last thoughts, comments?
Last but not least, my lovely, beautiful, out of this world. I'm gonna just call you my mermaid, my Gigi mermaid. Gigi is my mermaid. That's it. Ain't nothing like Gigi. Ain't nothing
And
like
it
on the
ain't. It
Houston
ain't.
street. I'm sorry, not sorry. I like to start by saying thank you once again, as you always do. Provide us with an outlet and a network so that we could intercept with each other to share ideas, collaborate, pass information, and get ourselves into the position where we are able to excel. um, I know that it's not easy for you to put these things together and live stream and come together with the content that you do, but you go above and beyond. And unlike other, I don't want to elaborate on any other person that is online. I respect your talent. I do respect it and I love it. And it's beautiful and it's intriguing. And we are looking like I got like a little like binoculars. If we have like internet binoculars, like when is Gigi up? But tonight has proven once again, you were able to just lift the bar higher. And you took us back to not only our past, but to our present and what we need to do in real time to make our children, people that are coming up now, our family members, to not allow history to repeat itself. So I oblige you and I thank you so much for your contribution to our family, to our life, and to this world. I thank you, Gigi.
Thank you, Magic.
Real
ahead.
quick, Magic. If it's okay, Gigi, Magic, I would like to talk to you offline in reference to a lot of the history stuff, because I think we can really just like jog each other's brains, because it's a lot of things that I didn't know that was going on in New York, just like it's a lot of things that you didn't know that was going on in the South. And I think we could, go back and forth with some banter about that. So in the private chat, I left my phone number.
Where would I find that?
In the private chat, if you look at the private chat.
Let me see if I could copy it because I'm not too savvy with stuff. Let's say copy.
Hi,
Go.
the comments, the
Is
banner.
this the Harris? Last name Harris?
Yes.
That's my mother's maiden name.
Call
We
me,
could be
girl. Call me,
related,
girl.
baby. We could be related. No, I'm
Could be.
All right, so they're going to talk in the private. I just want to say thank you all for joining us here at the Messy Sweet Spot. Thank everyone for coming up here to really informing us and pouring into us on this heavy topic. I thank you all in the comment section for joining us on this journey and commenting and liking and sharing and staying up with us for all these hours. I really appreciate that. Tomorrow we will, bust a Yui. We will go back to Angie. All right. So I just want to say thank you all. I love you all. Thank you for giving me this safe space to talk to you all. Continue to like this video, share the video, subscribe to this YouTube channel, The Messy Sweet Spot. And yes, a lot of things that I said, it was just role playing. It's not my personal beliefs, So yeah, any other things y'all want to say or anything, let me know in the comment section. They said twins make twins are superhumans, like Wonder Twins. Yeah, I think it was a spiritual thing that they needed the twins. I really do. Yep. Everybody said thank the panel was amazing. Okay, the panel was amazing. I love to hear the conversations between individuals, that have insight and experience. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to get on out of here. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.